All right, folks, we are live. Welcome to the Spider Stream. And my special guest today, Mr. Lord Hellhound from the Horror&Metal channel.
Yo.
Fellow cohort of the Morbid Hour live stream.
hmm
Great to have him here when we're not talking about metal or horror. Talking about another favorite thing of ours, comic book and comic book movies.
Superheroes.
Yeah, superhero stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I am a huge Spider-Man fan. He
Same.
was always my favorite superhero growing up, and I was, big into the comics when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. Same here.
So it's gonna be, I'm always looking forward to a new movie coming out for Spider-Man. I always get psyched. I always get hyped up. you know. That's no different today because we got Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out soon.
Yeah. Very excited. Looks really good so far. really like what I've
Yeah,
seen from the trailers. Excited
me too.
to finally see the Scorpion as the villain in a movie. I've been wanting to see him.
Yeah. He had a little cameo. What was it in back in Homecoming?
Yeah,
What?
Matt Gargan
Yeah.
was in it. Played by Michael Mando, I think the actor's name is. Yeah, this scorpion tattoo on his neck. And I was like, I thought he was gonna be the villain in the next one, but pretty
Hmm.
cool that he is gonna be the villain now in the fourth MCU Spider-Man movie. And
Hmm.
also Tombstone and the
Yes.
tarantula and Boomerang and the hand, the
The
ninja.
hand, right?
Yeah, the ninja assassin team from the Daredevil comics.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of villains, and then of course Bruce Banner, played by Mark Ruffalo, is also going to be in it, and possibly the Hulk, and then of course the Punisher, and maybe even Daredevil.
Yeah, we know for sure that the Punisher
Yeah, yeah,
was in the trailer. So
yeah, and Bruce Banner, and Sadie Sink is going to be playing a role. People were speculating that she might be playing Jean Grey from the X Men, but I guess
that's the rumor.
we'll find out. Yeah,
It'd be pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it is definitely a lot of characters, but it looks really good. He looks like he's might be mutating into the man spider, and we might see him grow 4 additional arms like he did in the comics, starting in issue 101, I believe it was, or maybe at the end of 100, like right before he fought Morbius. Um, and yeah, let's say he's got the organic web shooters. He shoots actual web from his actual body instead of the mechanized inventions, which I think is
Yeah.
cool. I always like it better when he can actually produce them from his body, like in the Raimi films. But
Right.
we'll get there, of course. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
gonna
good,
be
man.
interesting. It seems to be what they're hinting at. Yeah, when you see the trailer.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think that's what they're going for. Either
Mhm.
that, or somehow he's got the symbiote, which they set that up in the end credits scene of No Way Home. So, or maybe they're just
Right.
saving that for Secret Wars, which is that's when he got the black suit was in Secret Wars in the comics. So, I guess we'll see.
I have a feeling they would save it to that as they should, right? Because that's
That's
when
what
it
I'm thinking.
that's when
Yeah,
it actually happened in the comics, right?
yeah. That's what I'm hoping for.
Mm.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have him further mutate from the radioactive spider bite. It'd be cool to see that because that's something we haven't seen in a movie yet. So
Hmm.
it looks like he's getting help from Bruce Banner. So yeah, that should be interesting.
The biggest thing I'm interested in about it and that I love is what they set up in the last movie, and that's the fact that nobody knows who he is.
Yeah,
Nobody,
yeah,
and
I
we've
like
never
that
seen
too.
that. Like, I don't.
Yeah, and I kind of wish that they would get new supporting characters. We saw like has Zendaya returning as Michelle, MJ, and of course Ned. We saw them in the trailer. I kind of wish they'd get new supporting characters. I'd love to see a new love interest, maybe a Black Cat,
Yes.
Lisa Hari. I think that'd be cool, or maybe I don't know. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure that they'll find a way to. I don't know if he's going to reveal to them once again that he's Spider Man. I guess we'll find out because nobody even knows who Peter Parker is. It's like Peter Parker never existed.
Which I
So
think is really cool. I hope they
yeah, it's
do a
interesting.
good job with that.
I just hope they explain, like, did he, like, just nobody knows him? Does he still have, like, a birth certificate? Like, did he still, because, I mean, they have to, I mean, there's, there's going to be some repercussions from that I think need to be addressed in the movie. But I guess
Oh yeah.
I hope they explain
Well,
it.
he'll probably still be Peter Parker and everything.
Yeah, just nobody knows who he is.
Nobody knows that he's Spider-Man.
Right. But everybody forgot who he was. Like Michelle and Ned,
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
Happy Hogan. None of them knew who he was. Like they knew about Spider-Man, but they didn't know who Peter was. They had all their memories of him got erased. So
that's true.
It'll be interesting to see how they deal with that.
Yeah, it will.
Mm-hmm. What
do you most want to see?
Well, I'm really excited about seeing the Scorpion, and I think it would be cool if they did adapt the man spider storyline. I don't know if he has to turn into like a humanoid, half man, half arachnid. Like that wasn't even in the comics until maybe much later, and even then it was like different. It was done in the '90s cartoon. But right. It was kind of cool seeing him have 6 arms, having him grow 4 more arms, and like he's about to turn into a mutant spider creature. I don't know if they had to go all the way with it, but it'd be fun if they did. But we can see that he's definitely mutating even more, and that's what Bruce Banner says in the trailer, or somebody's saying. I think maybe Tombstone even is saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's further mutating from the spider bite that gave him his powers.
I didn't notice any hint of Tombstone in it, though. Did you? Did you see?
Well, he's supposed to be in it. I saw a picture that they released. It looks like one of the covers. I forget which issue it is now, but I think that one of the voiceovers we hear is supposed to be Tombstone. I mean, I could be mistaken, but I think. Yeah, it didn't show him in the trailer, but I think that voiceover was supposed to be him, quite possibly. At least that's what it seemed like.
How do you think the Punisher will be involved?
Yeah, I'm sure him and Spidey will. I mean, the Punisher was actually first introduced in a Spider-Man comic. He was a supporting character in Spider-Man, and that's how he got his debut. So it'll be interesting. So they'll probably clash in the beginning. Different ideologies. The Punisher is is a really brutal vigilante who plays judge, jury, and executioner. Spider-Man's more of a hero. So they'll probably clash, but then I'm sure they'll team up at some point. And I don't know how big of a role the Punisher is going to have, but I'm sure they'll end up being allies.
Of course, he's going to have to try and stop him from killing anybody.
They'll probably do that. And
yeah, of course.
Looks like they do have like a little bit of a fight, a little bit of a struggle in the trailer. So.
Yeah, true. He's a straight up vigilante, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Judge, jury, and executioner.
And all right, so before we get into the actual movies, I have one big question to ask. So I want to just get it right out of the way. Who is the best live action Spider-Man?
It's tough because I feel like each actor brings something new to the table, and like each one of them gets something really right. Like Tobey Maguire definitely embodied like the nerd, like outcast Peter Parker, like in high school. He was a good Spider-Man too. I think Andrew Garfield, for one thing, he looked the most like Peter Parker from the comics. I think his Spider-Man was maybe the closest because he did the wisecracks and the one-liners. He did like the witty, sarcastic, like mocking, like taunts with the like the criminals and stuff. Like that's a Spidey staple. That wasn't in the Raimi films a whole lot. It was in there a little bit, but I think the Garfield version definitely embodied that. Then I think Tom Holland was really good as a young, like inexperienced, like a Spider-Man who was still learning to use his powers, like in Homecoming, even in Captain America: Civil War when he's first introduced, and even in Far From Home a little bit, he's kind of still learning, still making mistakes, and then we see the young, like the high school Peter. And I think Tom Holland has put the potential to possibly be the best Spider-Man if we see more of him. It looks like he's fully become Spider-Man in this new one, in the new trailer. We even saw that in No Way Home a little bit, but I think I'm still going to go with Tobey Maguire overall. I mean, nostalgia is definitely a big part of that. I mean,
of course.
I saw those movies when they first came out; they blew me away. I still think that he, I will say, he didn't seem to grow a lot as a character in the 3 films in the trilogy. He's still kind of Like, I mean, a little bit, but like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he was kind of the same person throughout all three, but I still think
Yeah.
that I think he's still my favorite. But like I said, Andrew Garfield, I think in a lot of ways is actually the closest to the comic, and his movies are probably the most like maligned. I think they're very underrated. A lot of people bash those, especially the second one, but I think in a lot of ways he was the closest to the comics. He was the most comic accurate in many ways. But like I said, all of them bring something different and something all of them embody different characteristics of Peter Parker.
Yeah, I agree. I would have to say, especially after watching the Amazing Spider-Man movies today, that yeah, I do agree. I think Andrew Garfield is the most comic accurate Spider-Man,
Yeah.
especially as the character of Spider-Man. I
Absolutely.
feel like his Peter could have used a little bit of work,
Yeah.
but he was just a teenager.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
He did an
feel like,
outcast.
yeah, but I feel like in No Way Home, he freaking nailed
Oh
everything.
yeah.
Like
It was so
I was
awesome
like,
seeing him
wow, where you
around.
been all my life? Like you're the perfect Spider-Man right now.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of my favorite moments in No Way Home were with Andrew Garfield, like when he saved Michelle MJ, and then like he has that look. He's like, "Are you okay?" And then he's kind of tearing up. I was like, that just gives me chills. Like that's just
Oh, I know,
amazing.
right?
It's
That
just
was
like
great.
wow, like holy crap, is that a powerful scene?
Oh yeah.
Him being curious about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's organic web shooters and stuff. This is so great seeing all three of them together. I think I need all three of them. I'd be incomplete without all three actors. All of them embody Spider-Man
Yeah,
in
true.
all different but all great ways.
Yeah, that's true.
The way Tom Holland was written took a little while to grow on me. I didn't like how like in the comics, Spider-Man is driven by grief and guilt and very powerful themes like the death of his uncle Ben, which he was indirectly responsible for, like that, and that he's haunted. He's kind of a tragic character, really deep emotional themes. I didn't like how Tom Holland was written as he just wants to be a superhero because he thinks it's cool, and he wants to be an Avenger, and he wants to impress Tony Stark. I didn't like that. It was like it reminded me
Yeah.
of like Spike and Chester from Looney Tunes. I was like, I didn't like that dynamic, but that's not the actor's fault. I still think he did a great job. I just didn't like the way it was set up. But I guess they did have to do something different. They already did the Uncle Ben thing in the McGuire and Garfield films. I still think Homecoming needed Uncle Ben. It needed some deep, serious, really meaningful moments. It was too much humor,
I
but I
agree.
think Tom Holland did definitely come into his own. Then, of course, they kind of fixed all that with No Way Home. Of course, Aunt May and even like Tony Stark kind of became like the Uncle Ben of that universe, and it eventually won me over. And eventually, he does actually feel like a true Spider-Man now. It just took a little longer for him to grow on me, whereas the
Hmm.
others I was pretty much like into it right away.
Yeah, I never. Well, we'll get into that later when we get into those movies, I guess.
Yeah, getting a
But
little ahead of
yeah,
ourselves.
I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, same here.
So without further ado, let's talk about the original Spider-Man from 2002. Now,
All right.
I remember when this was first announced, I was like, "Oh my god, it's actually gonna happen!
Yes,
I'm
me
gonna
too.
see
Psyched.
Spider-Man on the big screen." Like, I had been dreaming about it because for years. I mean, what did we have before that? The crappy, what was it? That crappy old '70s TV show.
Yeah, with Nicholas Hammond. Yeah, that was so corny.
And he was on like the Electric Company or whatever.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, and like we didn't really have very many Marvel. We had the X-Men that came out in 2000, and
Yeah.
I guess there was Blade and like Howard the Duck, but like there wasn't really a lot of Marvel movies. We had Batman and Superman from DC, but there wasn't really much Marvel movies at all at the time. So, and that was my favorite
Right.
Marvel character, Spider Man. So I was really excited. Like I couldn't wait. I was like, oh my gosh! I went and saw it like probably opening day. It blew me away.
Yeah, me too.
I still love it.
Just that seeing Spider-Man on the big screen finally.
Yeah. Oh, it
That's so
delivered.
cool and done so well.
Yeah.
Um, I still think a lot of it holds up quite well. I do think the effects are really good still.
Absolutely.
Um, The intensity is there. I think the casting is great. I love Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. I think
Oh,
he's
he's
great.
awesome. He's a great Norman Osborn /
Oh yeah.
Green Goblin.
Mm.
Yeah, it took a little bit for the outfit to grow on me. The suit, I always loved like the Halloween like trick or treater vibe that the comics had. The pumpkin bombs and everything. It took a little while for the suit and the movie to grow on me. It looked like a Power Rangers villain. But it was cool. It fit with the movie. Like it was, Willem Dafoe's performance was great. I think he was even creepier like when he was out of the costume.
Out of the costume, right? Yeah.
Like the scene when he's when Peter Parker's on the ceiling and he drips the blood and Norman Osborn's just like looking out the window.
Yeah.
Like he was much more intimidating when he wasn't wearing the costume.
What do you think about some of the other? Obviously, you got J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle. They set that up perfectly.
J.K. Simmons nailed it. He was like he came right out of the comic.
I know.
Crap, that was some of the most perfect casting I've ever seen. He was right out of the comic. J.K. Simmons just became J. Jonah Jameson. It was incredible. It's like, holy cow. Wow,
Yeah.
did he good with that. Wow. He's a great actor, too.
Yeah, he is.
He just fully embodied the character. It was literally no difference between him from the pages of the comic to the big screen.
Just dead on.
Oh, yeah, just totally nailed it across the board.
But I like how they had a lot of even the side characters from the comic, like the Robbie Robertson and Betty Brant.
Betty Brant. Betty Brant.
I was like, this is cool. They got all the characters from the Daily Bugle.
And they all looked like the characters from the comics. They looked like them. Betty Brant had short brown hair. They all looked exactly like him. Betty Brant was his first girlfriend in the comics before Gwen Stacy and of course before Mary Jane. The supporting cast was great. Yeah, it was just Kirsten Dunst was good as Mary Jane. Some of the dialogue was a little cheesy, like the back and forth, like I don't know, like it was a little too. It was kind of cringeworthy, but
like when he's like, "Oh boy, yeah. Oh boy, yeah. What?"
And he's like, "I cried like a baby when you played Cinderella or Snow White or whatever it was," and then. And it's like I slouched, and she's like, "Don't." And like, I don't know. It's the romance and the love story is for one thing. The romance was a really big part of the story. Like unlike other superhero movies, the love story was like front and center. Like it even starts like that. Like this story's about a girl. The narration. I think the love story was a little cheesy and just kind of silly. It wasn't like as campy as something like Batman Forever or Batman and Robin, but it was still a little corny.
At times, yeah.
When I was a kid growing up reading comics, I just didn't care about the romance and the love interests. Like I was just all about the action, like the hero fighting the villains, the good and evil thing. Like the romance was always, "Oh, hey, honey, that's my wife."
Yeah. Welcome.
Glad she could make it.
What do you think about that? They went right into Mary Jane, not like Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, they totally skipped over Gwen Stacy, and then Bryce Dallas Howard played her in Spider-Man 3. But we'll get there. But
right,
yeah, they didn't really do much with her. But yeah, I guess because Gwen Stacy had been dead in the comics for so long, and Mary Jane was kind of like known as Spider-Man's main love interest at that point. And,
she was the current.
Yeah. And they did the same thing in the 90s cartoon. Mary Jane was first, and so it was fine. Like I said, some of the dialogue was cheesy, but it was Kirsten Dunst was good. She looked like Mary Jane. She had red hair. That was good. I like when the characters actually resemble their comic book counterparts. It's always a plus. It feels more like a more faithful adaptation.
I liked her. I like her character in this one a lot better than the next two.
I totally agree. And we'll get there. I feel like her and Peter had the same arc in each movie, and like it just kind of became an obstacle. And like by Spider-Man 3, it's just like, oh man, like Mary Jane's just part of the problem yet again. It's just kind of like, man, like it's kind of just felt like a retread.
Yeah,
they're separate, now they're together, and then they're separate, and then this happens. It's just, I don't know, it's like the same freaking arc in each
Yeah.
movie. It doesn't really their relationship doesn't really progress very much. It's so.
What do you think of how Sam Raimi's style like fit the film?
Oh yeah, well I was always a big fan of the Evil Dead movies, and
Right.
I love Dark Man, and so when I heard Sam Raimi, one of my favorite directors, was making a movie about one of my favorite superheroes, I was thrilled. Yeah, I love his style; it's perfect for a comic book superhero movie.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't make it like they didn't do something stupid like making it dark and gritty when like they sometimes do with the wrong character. That works for Batman, but sometimes they do that with the wrong character. But like so it feels like a comic book movie. It's kind of corny, kind of cheesy. It's humorous. It's fun. It's lighthearted. That's what I like about it. It's not overly like serious, but it does know when to be dramatic. It does have some deep, dramatic, like really thought-provoking, compelling stuff, just like the comics did. So it's a perfect balance. It's not like too campy like the '60s Batman show, but it's not too like overly serious either, like something like Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think his style works perfectly.
And then you had James Franco as Harry Osborn.
Yeah, he did great. And his arc through the 3 movies was done very well. Like the way his character growth and everything, like the arc between the relationship between him and Peter, like was done very well. I thought we had 3 movies to build that whole storyline up until its inevitable, conclusion.
Right.
Yeah, I thought he was great as Harry Osborn. Yeah. All the cast was great. It was all dead on. Tobey Maguire definitely portrayed the nerdy outcast Peter very well. I think his Spider-Man should have been a little wittier and had the wisecracks and the one-liners a little more. That's my one complaint, is that he didn't do like the sarcastic taunts as much.
Yeah.
It was there a little bit, like he was fighting Macho Man Randy Savage, which is right out of the comic, by the way. Like when he was in the ring with a wrestler and like he was saying, "Oh, nice outfit, your husband make it for you," and you're the one who's out, God, be out of your mind. Like it was in there a little bit, but it wasn't,
Yeah, I felt that was a big part that was missing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the organic web shooters. If somebody has the powers of a spider, they should be able to produce their own web. I never cared for that in the comics, how he just invented like the mechanized ones. It's like he doesn't produce his own web. Like if you have spider powers, you should be able to produce your own web. And I'm probably the minority on that, but I think even Stan Lee said that he regretted not just giving the character, being able to produce his own web, organic web shooters. I've always preferred that, even though that is different from the comics. I think that's an example of an adaptation bettering the source material, a very rare example.
Yeah, a change made actually for the better. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have the powers of a spider, you should be able to shoot your own web. I mean, it's cool that he's so intelligent.
Some people, yeah. I suppose some people might think that takes a little bit away from him being like a science nerd, and how that was always like a cool thing. Like he came up with himself, and because he was
I mean that's
science tech nerd, and
it shows how smart and inventive he is. But I don't know. Still, I think if you have spider powers, you should be able to produce a web.
Yeah,
maybe they could have had it to where like he invented a device that makes them like shoot further or something. They could have combined the 2 ideas, best of both worlds. But I don't know. I'm always a bigger fan of the organic web shooters. Way before the Raimi movie even came out, I always wished that when I was reading the comics, I always wished, man, I wish he just produced his own web and didn't have to invent a device that does it for him.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that it's very colorful, like a comic book movie should be.
Yeah, that's how Spider-Man movies should be, for sure.
Colorful and creative, and
like
a lot of stuff is set up to like something that would happen in one of the books, like when they have the big parade and then the goblin comes and crashes the party. Like this is so comic book,
Yeah, the battle on the bridge.
Yeah.
It's very. It adapted the comic very well.
I thought they could have did more with like Oscorp and all that. With they didn't really do too much with that. It was really delve a whole lot into Norman's background, but it was enough. Just having Willem Dafoe's portrayal just makes it.
Oh
You know, they
yeah,
didn't even need a lot of backstory on him. You know,
he plays a nut so well.
he certainly does.
Yeah, he's really good at playing a villain, and yeah, he was just great. He hammed it up nicely, but he could also be really menacing and really intimidating at the same time, and creepy.
Hmm.
Great villain. Yeah, some of the supporting characters, I think I wish would have got a little more screen time. Like Flash Thompson, um, played by Joe Manganiello, wasn't really didn't really do a whole lot of them. He was just kind of a generic bully, and then he kind
Yeah,
of
just
disappeared from
generic
the story.
bully, high school
In the
bully.
comics, I always thought it was interesting how he bullied Peter, and he hated Peter Parker, but he loved Spider Man. I thought that was so interesting. They didn't really
Yeah,
do that in the movies. They did that a little bit in the Amazing films, and they did
right.
do it in the MCU Spider Man films. But it'd be cool to see a little more of that. He wasn't really much of a character, just kind of like a stock, just bully, almost like a prop.
Yeah,
Didn't really have much to do.
I like when they had the fight though, and he first sees how his powers work, and the guy's
Yeah,
punch looks like it's so slow, and then
yeah, yeah. I like the way they did the spider sense. That was
yeah,
interesting.
really cool. I love how I like how they showed the close up of like his fingers, and you can see it looks almost like razor blades that could stick
Yeah,
into
like the
the side of
hairs.
the building
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's like, oh, so that's
Like,
how he
wow,
came
that's
into
pretty cool.
walls. Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like the Fly, like with
Mm.
Jeff Goldblum, like Brundle Fly. That's what kind of reminded me of. It's like, is he actually turning into a spider? Yeah, like
Yeah.
little things coming out of his fingers. But it's like, yeah, that explains how he climbs walls.
Hmm. I I thought what do you think about how they kind of threw in the death of Gwen Stacy and there on the bridge was it's like they
With Mary
replaced it
Jane.
with Mary Jane.
Yeah, I think he saves her. Yeah, I mean that was an interesting homage.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can't kill Mary Jane, so I think it worked. It was a good place for a climax.
I love
The
the
thing is,
Goblin's lines like, "You never know when some lunatic is gonna come
yeah,
along with a sadistic
sadistic
choice.
choice. Yeah, oh, he had so many great
Let die
memorable
the woman
lines.
you love."
Let's suffer the children. He had so many great lines, so many
I know.
memorable quotes.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of wish that the origin was a little more comic accurate. In the comic, it was a radioactive beam, and a spider just happened to come out on his web. It got hit by the rays, and then it bit Peter. And this one, it was like they were experimenting on different, like they're creating like different, like genetically altered, like spider breeds or something. And then one just bites Peter. I think it'd been cooler if, it was more like the comics, a radioactive beam. And then they didn't do that in the Amazing movies either. And then the
Yeah.
MCU movies, they don't show it at all. He just says, "I
He
was bit
just
by a
already
spider."
is Spider.
Yeah, he says, "I was bit by a spider," and that was it. We don't get to see him what he was like before. We don't get to see what he's like using his, powers for the first time, getting used to them. It's just, I was bit by a spider, and that was it. And so they didn't really do the origin right in any of them.
Yeah, like you
The
said,
radioactive
genetically
beam.
engineered super spider.
Yeah, like that was different, and they kind of did that in the Amazing movies too. They kind of
Yeah.
they kind of expanded it. Like now, it's like his dad created him, and only somebody with his DNA. It got kind of complicated.
I thought I thought it was a little corny sometimes when they show the people in the crowd like
Oh
uh,
yeah, the New Yorkers. You
"Go
mess with one of
Spider
us.
Man."
You mess with one of us. You mess with all of us. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, a little cheesy.
it's
But
kind
still,
of
it's a
fun though.
very enjoyable movie. Still one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. And I
Yeah,
think one of the best comic book movies ever.
I love the fight at the end too. It was like
Yeah.
intense.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
whoa,
It was
whoa, they're
awesome.
really going at it, boy.
Yeah. Builds a big spider web. Then the way Green Goblin died was accurate to the comics too. Spider-Man
Yeah,
dodged the glider and then it impaled him.
yep.
It's like that was just like the
That's
comics
that was
too.
perfect.
Issue 122, right after
Mm,
he killed Gwen Stacy. It was very accurate to that.
The Goblin does a number on there too. He's like, "You spun
Yeah.
your last web, Spider-Man."
So awesome, so
But
memorable.
once he threatens Mary Jane, it's all over.
Yep. Exactly.
It's like, oh, you done effed up now, boy. But I love the intensity that he really used that Sam Raimi style in that scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got like brutal almost.
Yeah, knew when to be dark and it knew when to be
Yeah.
like lighthearted. Perfect balance. Yeah, such a fun movie.
But yeah, definitely an excellent start to the trilogy, I think, and a great
Love it.
introduction of the character on the big screen for sure.
Absolutely.
You had the upside down kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, it was such an iconic moment. It was
Yeah.
so many movies were like parodying that scene, like Shrek 2 and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And then you had, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Spider-Man 2, because this is definitely one that is very revered in the superhero canon of films for sure. Like a lot of people
Oh
put
yeah.
this one high on the list.
I freaking love it. I think it's still my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah,
Most likely,
Spider-Man
yeah.
2 is your favorite?
It's excellent. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Mm.
Alfred Molina was great as Doctor Octopus. They made it a little more sympathetic this time. In the comics, he was just really arrogant and like an egomaniac. It was grim. It was great in the comics, but this one they gave him kind of a more sympathetic, kind of almost like a tragic backstory. Really, like he's loses his wife, and then
Mm-hmm.
his experiment just goes awry, and like he kind of loses everything, and then he becomes a monster. The tentacles are grafted to his spine. I thought it was done very well. The special effects are amazing.
Oh yeah.
I think they did Doc Ock perfectly. Alfred Molina was great. J.K. Simmons was great against J. Jonah Jameson. I was also mention Rosemary Harris is great as Aunt May. She's just like in the comics, the nurturing, supportive, loving aunt of Peter. And Cliff Robertson was also really good as Uncle Ben in the previous movie. They nailed that across the board. It was just like the comics.
I'm sorry I forgot to mention that, folks. I forgot to mention Aunt May. That is kind of important.
Yeah, I did too.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, the love story between him and Mary Jane is kind of just. I feel like again, like I said, it kind of has the same arc in the first movie. Like they're together, then they're apart, then they can't be together, and then she's engaged to J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson, who of course becomes Colonel Jupiter and the Man Wolf in the comics.
Right. Yes.
He's a very underwritten, very one-dimensional character in this. He barely has any character at all. He's just kind of there to be
just J. Jonah Jameson's son. He's an astronaut. That's all we know about.
He's just there to be an obstacle, just the new guy that Mary Jane is with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think the love story's done all that well, but it's still excellent movie. So much great action. The scene on the train is like just unbelievable. One of the best action sequences in a superhero movie ever. I love how the relationship with Peter and Harry, who wants revenge against Spider-Man for his father Norman's death for the previous one, the Green Goblin. I like how that's taken a step further. Some of the great scenes. There are a few scenes that kind of felt a little repetitive, like the burning building. It's like we already saw that in the first one, and like him like losing his vision and stuff, and then getting it back. There were like a few scenes that kind of felt repetitive, but overall, I still think it's an excellent movie. I still think it's very, very solid. One of the best superhero movies ever, and still probably my favorite Spider-Man movie. Just a few minor nitpicky flaws aside, it's still freaking great.
Yeah, like you said, I think the portrayal of Dr. Octopus was fantastic. And I'll be honest with you, I've never been a huge fan of that character.
Oh,
but they did it so perfectly in the movie, and he was perfect casting.
He nailed it.
And the effects are fantastic with the arms and with the tentacles. Like, holy crap! And there's that one scene that straight up Evil Dead when he's in the hospital and
he has a chainsaw.
I'm like, wow, what's going on here? It's like Turn into an Evil Dead movie.
That was such a Sam Raimi scene. You have the chainsaw and people screaming, getting dragged into the darkness.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the arms look great, climbing on buildings and stuff. It was so breathtaking seeing that. Just seeing the comics come to life on the big screen for the first time. See all these characters. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah, to get back to what you were saying about Aunt May too, like that's like the version of Aunt May that I grew up with in those
Yes,
comics. She's
exactly.
perfect. Like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny how, as they rebooted the series, she keeps getting younger. Like, what's
Younger
going
and
on?
more attractive. It's like
And more attractive.
Aunt May's not supposed to be more attractive than Peter Parker's female classmates. Okay, that's really weird. Marissa Tomei. I mean, she was like, wasn't she like a model and everything? It's like, I know she was like in her 50s, but like, yeah, she was. She's supposed to be an elderly, nurturing woman who they depend on each other. They take care of each other. Like the Marissa Tomei Aunt May could just find some man to support her. The Rosemary Harris Aunt May is right out of the comics. Nurturing, supportive, elderly woman. And people always say, "Oh, Spider Noir."
Yeah, I don't have
Nicholas.
what is it, Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not.
I'm kind of curious, but I don't know. Maybe eventually. Yeah. I guess it's not on. It's not on Disney. Is it on Disney Plus? Because
No, I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I know Marvel's owned by Disney, but I guess the whole Sony thing is something separate. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Yeah, Aunt May is perfect. Yeah, she worries about Peter and like the whole thing about the comics was he didn't want her to find out he's Spider-Man because he's afraid it'll kill her. Like just the strain of it, the shock of it will kill her. And then she's elderly and she worries about Peter all the time. They're all each other has. He's the only family she has, and vice versa. So that was done very well in the Raimi movies.
I love how
always told him what he needed to hear too, like hero monologue and stuff.
I love how like overprotective she is. Like I don't like that little thing you ride on, the little scooter.
Yeah, that's exactly how she was in the comics. Very overprotective and worried about him a lot. So
for sure.
Yeah. Once again, like the cast, other than a few characters who are kind of just not very not very fleshed out. Most of the cast is just spectacular.
Yeah, definitely.
Once again, like
I do think they upped it with the effects. It felt bigger and on a grander scale.
Oh yeah, and the action is just incredible. Some of the best action in a superhero movie ever.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, the scene on the train is phenomenal. It's also like heartwarming too. Once he gives it his all, like to stop the train, and
yeah.
And then he's so exhausted that the people help him up, and and even though they see him without his mask, and they could expose him like look at this guy, we know who he is.
He's just a kid.
They they protect him.
Yeah, expose his identity to a whole train full of people. I like how both Mary Jane and Harry find out that Peter Parker and Spider-Man are the same person too. That added more drama and to it and made things more interesting.
Well, yeah, definitely. And so, what did you think about the final battle and the ultimate demise of Dr. Octopus at the end there?
Oh, it's great. It was great. Yeah, they did. Like I said, they did make him a little more sympathetic and kind of, kind of a tragic character. So yeah, it was cool. He kind of turned good at the end and sacrificed himself to save the city from the power of the sun machine that he was creating because it was going to be too dangerous. And how they kind of teamed up, so to speak.
Kind of redeemed himself.
Yeah, exactly.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so excellent. Oh, it's still
Some of his lines are funny though.
yeah.
Like when he's
Butterfinger.
talking him, his arms and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that the tentacles were like AI and like even I guess they kind of
Hmm.
talked to him like in his head. That was a little odd. It didn't bother me or anything. Those kind of an unusual addition to the character, but it kind of worked. I mean, it kind of
Yeah, it's
fit.
almost
Like,
like split personality or something like he's
yeah,
talking about.
like they didn't want to make him straight up evil. Like he had almost like something controlling him, kind of.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a little different from the comics, but I think it worked very well.
Yeah,
Very very cool.
definitely.
Both thumbs up.
Mm. Definitely a excellent sequel.
Yes, still love this movie. One of the best superhero movies ever. Just it's awesome.
For sure.
It blew me away, and I saw it in the theater, and I still enjoy the hell out of it today.
Now, I did think one negative on Spidey 2 to me is the relationship with Peter and Mary Jane
Oh
starts
yeah,
to annoy me.
yeah, it is. Yeah, the love story isn't done very well in these movies. It was tolerable in the first movie, but it kind of just gets worse and worse as the
Yeah.
trilogy goes on. Yeah, I mean, they have chemistry, but it's like I don't know. Like I said earlier, they kind of have the same arc. They kind of go through the same obstacles. It just kind of feels like a retread, and just kind of like by the third film, it's like man, she's like I don't know. It just becomes very annoying and just incessantly more of a problem than anything else.
And then, of course, we have Spider-Man 3. A lot
Spider-Man
to talk
3.
about with this one.
Got it on DVD and Blu-ray. I think my PS3 came with Blu-ray copies, so
Oh, yeah?
yeah, so I did
That's
two
cool.
of them.
Man, it's
Spider-Man
like,
3.
where do you begin with Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, it's probably the most controversial Spider-Man movie.
It has to be.
Yeah, so I love the first two movies, and I was very excited for this one. I was very excited to see the black suit storyline make an appearance in a live-action movie. Yeah, the black suit story from the comics is one of my favorite story arcs in the comics. The symbiote suit. I was so excited for that, and I was also excited to see the Sandman.
Mm.
So when I first saw this movie, with my buddy Shadow, who was the bass player in my band at the time, and both of us were very disappointed. And we walked out of the theater like I was just so incredibly I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I saw a Spider-Man movie and I didn't enjoy it. Like we were so almost felt sick. I was just like so upset. I was like, man, that just underwhelmed me so bad. Yeah, I was very very disappointed. Very let down. However, over the years, this movie's actually kind of grown on me.
Oh,
There's
yeah?
still the flaws are still there, but most of them don't bother me as much as they did. The only ones that really bother, I think there's three huge problems this movie has.
Hmm.
For one thing, I feel like there's way too many. It's way too overcrowded. There's way too many plots going on. There's like too many characters. There's a lot of subplots that don't really go anywhere. It just feels very crowded. Probably could have been split into two movies. Is probably what they should have done. The second big problem is all the awkward dance sequences. Harry and MJ dancing in his apartment.
Oh, my God.
Peter dancing in the club where she works. Like it's like a big dance number right out of a musical, and like it's like choreographed and everything. He's playing the piano, and he's dancing around and swinging on the chandelier. It's like, is this a Spider-Man movie? And then, and the third problem, which is the biggest problem I have, is that Venom was totally wasted. He felt shoehorned in.
Oh, yeah, big
and
time.
they just did not. Oh man, Venom is one of the best villains from the comic. My top three Spider-Man villains are Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, and Venom. And I didn't know Venom was going to be in this movie. I thought maybe they were going to save him for a potential fourth movie. But yeah, he just felt like he was just kind of crammed in there, kind of rushed. I heard that Sam Raimi wasn't a big fan of the Venom character.
That's the problem, I think,
And
and
it
it
really
shows.
showed. Which scene do you like, honey?
Probably the musical number you were talking
Oh,
about. That's our favorite part.
yeah. Like I said, it's grown on me. Like with all those huge problems, really the only one that bothers me is the way they did Venom. Um, and this is like this was supposed to be the darkest movie in the trilogy. I was really expecting to see a really dark movie, and it is the darkest of the trilogy. But like, with a director like Sam Raimi, you'd think it could have been nice, man. You think it could be even darker, and like the scene where he's like realizes that the suit is a problem. It's making him more aggressive. It's making him more like you know like just kind of mean spirited. Just it's making him evil essentially. Like the scene that makes him want to take off the suit is right after the big silly cheesy dance number scene in the bar. It's like, really, like that's he accidentally smacks Mary Jane, yeah, but it's like that's what led him to want to take off the suit and like realize that it's a problem. It's like, and we didn't really see much of the black suit in Spider-Man. We saw him when he first put it on. We saw him when he fought the Sandman and thought he killed him with the water in the sewer. Then we see him with pictures, showing pictures to the Daily Bugle where he works, and showing them to J. Jonah Jameson and Robbie Robertson, show the pictures. And then we see him when he takes it off. We don't see a lot of him in the black suit. We see a lot of Peter Parker with a black suit under his clothes, just acting, kind of emo and just like, he's I mean, I do like some of the dialogue. I like when he does his back and forth with Harry saying, "Oh, look, a little Goblin Jr., you're gonna cry, like your dad despised you and stuff." I did think that Harry was done well. Like, they didn't want to do another Green Goblin, so they just kind of had him kind of a generic, like, skater boy.
The new Goblin with the freaking paintball mask.
Yeah, they called him New Goblin. Like, I don't know. I think that would have been a good opportunity to have a more comic accurate Goblin costume. But I did like how he became like a sidekick and an ally to Spider-Man at the end. I thought that was done. That was awesome because it's kind of sort of what happened in the comic too. He redeemed himself, like, before his demise. Sandman was done very well. I mean, there wasn't like a lot of layers to his character. Flint Marko, I thought Thomas Haden Church did a great job. Again, we didn't really see a whole lot of him. He wasn't really a prominent character. He wasn't even really the main villain. I think the main villain was really Peter Parker himself, like his struggle with his darkness, his dark side, and like all these feelings and emotions that are being brought out by the black suit. The Sandman was done very well. I thought the special effects were amazing. The CGI, the scene where he's first like he like after the accident that turned him into sand, like when he's first pulling himself together, look at the picture of his daughter, like there's the music's done well, there's no dialogue. That's a really, really awesome emotional scene. That's one of the best moments of the entire trilogy. And that's the thing about this movie. It's definitely my least favorite of the trilogy, and it's got a lot of flaws, but it also has some of my favorite moments. And there's a lot of scenes that I really look forward to. When we finally do see Venom, Topher Grace wasn't a good choice, really. I know what they were trying to do. Like, in the comics, he's, like, muscular and buff. I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to make him, like, the same build as Tobey Maguire, so it looks like a dark reflection of him. It's like an evil version of Spider-Man, so to speak. I know that's what they're going for.
They wanted to pick someone that looks just like Tobey Maguire. Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. He had blonde hair, which is good. That's why I had the comics. I love when the characters were in the comics, like I said. But it was like kind of like a dark, like a mirror image of Spider-Man. Like, he looked cool with the teeth. He should have been bigger. I don't know. He could have looked better. And like they kept his mask kept melting away to reveal Topher Grace. Like, don't.
I know it's like
Venom.
I know it's like Topher Grace wanted people to see his face. So like, I want Venom.
I know Sam Raimi still wanted his actor that he got, but it's like, just so it's Venom, like, and have his voice change, have him sound more menacing and badass, and like his mask up on the way is like, "Do you remember what you did to me?" It's like, oh, come on,
he still has the same voice. He should be like, "We are Venom. We like we don't see like none of that."
Spider-Man, like in the comics, that's why we call ourselves Venom. That's how it should have been in the '90s cartoon,
right?
But like, I don't know, he was kind of wasted. He was done kind of poorly. Felt like it was just forced. He was thrown in at the last minute. He was barely in the movie. Venom deserved better. They should have saved it for a fourth movie, and like they should have set him up at the end of this one, and then like had him be the main villain of the fourth movie. I do like how we saw Eddie Brock before he was Venom. We saw why he hated Peter. Like, he stole Gwen Stacy's in this movie, played with Bryce Dallas Howard. Peter kind of steals him from Eddie. In the comics, Venom just shows up and says, "Hey, I'm Eddie Brock, and you did this to me," and it was shown in flashbacks. We don't really get to know Eddie before he becomes Venom in the comics. So I think that the movies had a unique opportunity to do that.
That is one thing they did fairly well, setting up his arc.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they did do that well. And the evil Peter Parker was kind of just more like silly and cringeworthy, like dancing in the street and then just acting like a prick and just It just kind of made him just more dorky than anything. I don't know. It could have been a lot darker and like more serious and just.
In the comics, from what I remember, is more what happens when he's Spider-Man and how he stops pulling his punches and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's more brutal, more violent. Like he doesn't care as much, you know.
Yeah, and well, in the comics, it was kind of more. He was horrified that the suit was alive. It's really the '90s cartoon that started the idea of him being way more aggressive and like darker upon putting the black suit on, and then pretty much every adaptation after that followed suit, including Spider-Man 3. So I thought that was done well sometimes, like the fact that the suit made him, like meaner. Sometimes it was done well. Sometimes it was just kind of silly.
Like when he looks at himself in the mirror and he's like, he just makes his hair like this. Oh, now I'm bad because my hair is like this. Like,
yeah. Oh man, that's so silly.
And so yeah, I'll say that one thing. There are some really good moments in the film, and I think my favorite thing is the effects of Sandman. I think were awesome. Like like
definitely.
Like the scene you mentioned when he first becomes and you see the sand moving around, and like when he was in the truck and like the big hand comes out of like some of the effects were really cool when he fights Spider-Man in the subway and Spider-Man pushes his face into the train and he's like the sand comes out and like the really cool fight scene too.
Yeah, really cool visuals.
Yeah. Effects are really good.
Yeah.
With Sandman especially.
Yeah, that was one of the best parts. I didn't like the retcon of how Flint Marko was now Uncle Ben's killer because they did that so perfectly in the first movie. I know they wanted to have him to have make it more personal, but they shouldn't have done that. I feel like that kind of diminished it a little bit. That was set up so perfectly in the first movie, and then they kind of screwed it up with this one. I don't think that was a good idea.
Now, what do you think about the introduction of Gwen Stacy here?
I mean, I'm glad we finally got to see her, and she had blonde hair, which is good. Like I said, the more they resemble their comic counterparts, the better. She had blonde hair, and Bryce Dallas Howard did a good job. It's cool that we saw her in this trilogy at all, but like, she didn't have much to do. Like, there wasn't really, she wasn't really an important part of the story, other than like, Mary Jane getting jealous of her when the Spider-Man like kisses her at the big ceremony and stuff. Like, there wasn't didn't really give her much to do. Like, she wasn't really that important to the story, but it was fine. I'm glad we got to see her, and I'm glad she resembled her comic counterpart.
And they had, her father, Captain Stacy.
Yeah.
Played by. But yeah, I feel
Cromwell.
It's almost like they just threw her in there because we didn't have her in the first one. Like we should have.
Yeah, she wasn't really that important to the story. They didn't really give her much to do.
Other than, Eddie Brock thing for a little bit. And
yeah, that was a good idea. That was an interesting concept.
And then, Peter basically uses her to, get back at Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Goes on a date with her to the the club, the infamous club scene. That's the scene where I feel like I died inside. I'm like, what is happening right now? I cannot believe this.
So cringeworthy.
When he's dancing down the street and doing the oh my God.
So many stupid moments.
And I believe I know exactly why they did that, because right around the time that this movie was coming out was when they were doing the Broadway show in New York City, Radio City Music Hall, with the Spider-Man the musical. I think that's why I feel like corporate said you need to put something in the movie with that, like
that's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably it. That was probably it. It's probably the reason.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. So bad.
I did think it's cool when we first see Eddie become Venom too, like this was in the church, just like in the comics, and then the symbiote comes down and bonds with him. That was cool. When we first see him, I was like, "Oh, cool! We're gonna see Venom." Just kind of what followed was kind of underwhelming.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't like how they personally. I didn't like how they used the Jew Goblin thing.
Yeah,
James Franco was Harry. It could have been done so much better.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that much either.
They should have just made him full blown Green Goblin instead of like stupid like. I didn't like his look and.
Yeah, he's like a skater, paintballer, high tech paintballer skater. Yeah,
and they had a whole fight with Peter Parker without the mask, and that's another thing that bothers me. He barely has the mask in the whole movie. He's barely.
Yeah, he doesn't wear the costume.
Barely wearing the suit as Spider-Man. He's always Peter all the time.
Yeah, we see way too much of Peter and not as Spider-Man, and barely at all the black suited Spider-Man. Which
I know. Even when he gets the black suit, he's like still Peter. He just has like the suit underneath his coat or whatever. Like,
and the suit is supposed to mimic clothing too in the comics. They never do that in the movies. But whatever.
And I feel like they did a lot of things wrong, like especially the romantic aspect becomes like unbearable in this one.
Oh yeah, it's the love story is really bad.
And it always seems like Peter's crying all the time. He's crying over this person dying and that person and the Mary Jane breaking up with him, and then he's crying about Harry and like he's always crying like this. He's supposed to be Spider-Man, a superhero, like
right. Yeah, it's pretty sappy a lot of the time. Yeah, the love story was just cringeworthy as hell. It was very growth-inducing, very eye-rolling.
And then after they like break up and she goes gets back together with Harry a little bit, and that scene's cringe as hell when they're dancing around in the kitchen. Like, oh my god.
The twist.
Yeah, they do the twist.
I was like, is this a Spider-Man movie? What the hell is this?
And like you said, way too much with the musical numbers. We see a whole scene of Mary Jane singing at the Broadway show at Radio City or whatever.
Yeah, it's a convoluted mess.
That's the stuff that gets me,
Yeah.
But some things they did well. But
yeah, some things were done well.
Really, I feel like it's funny because we say Spider-Man 3 is so crowded and there's so much going on, it's overloaded. But then you look at like Infinity War and Civil War and like how they handle all these different characters, and they did it well,
Well, to be fair, those movies had like the Avengers movies had other movies of those characters to build.
Yeah, that's true.
And to so like when we played the Avengers movies, we already saw the characters set up, like they were already like fleshed out and stuff. They'd already gotten their movies to where we get to know them. So this movie, it's like we did have like Harry, and he had like a 3-movie long arc. But some of the characters, it did feel really crowded. I think they should have saved Venom for like a 4th movie.
Definitely. I feel like they could have just kept it with Sandman and that's it.
Yeah.
And that would have worked,
Yeah, just seeing Spider-Man.
Sandman is the coolest part of it.
Yeah.
And then they should have saved Venom for the next one,
Absolutely.
They could have set it up here and then.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's what
maybe
they should have done.
Maybe we would have got a 4th movie, but.
Yeah.
Never happens.
Nope.
The thing is, it was successful at the box office. It made like over 300 million, but it's just the reaction of the fans,
critics,
and the critics that killed it.
Right.
It wasn't successful. It didn't bomb or anything.
Yeah. True.
It's just like, what happened, from the first 2 movies, which so good. Like, what happened? Why did it fall so far? Do you think,
Yeah, Exactly.
just trying to do too much and cram so much in there. I don't know.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
I think a lot of it has to be Sam Raimi not being a fan of the Venom story and them like kind of forcing him to do it, maybe, you know?
Yeah, it definitely shows. Yeah.
Oh boy. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's an absolute mess. And of course that's why it had to be rebooted and
Yep.
reimagined basically
Hmm.
with the amazing Spider-Man in 2012. So curious your thoughts on this film. You know what's funny? You know what I'll say? First off, is this almost feels like a Batman movie. It's so dark and it's
Yeah.
like
It's
this is like
darker
a
and more
dark
serious.
Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it's a lot darker and more serious. It it doesn't have the lighthearted, colorful,
Mm.
somewhat campy tone that the Raimi films had. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that it did just do the same thing.
Yeah,
And I really like this movie. At the time, I was kind of disappointed that they weren't continuing with the Raimi films. Like I was like, man, I
yeah,
really like them. I didn't want them to start over. But I really like this. Yeah, I thought Andrew Garfield, like I said, I think he's the most comic accurate Spider-Man in a lot of ways. He did the wisecracks, the one-liners. I don't really mind that they did the origin again. I like seeing the origin done because in different ways. They didn't have to, they don't have to always spend as much time on it as they did. But like, I like how you know the character before they get their superpowers, and I like seeing them like learning to use their powers and getting used to it, and like saying, okay, well, this is my life now. I'm a superhero now, and like seeing what drives them to want to be a superhero. That's always one of the most interesting parts of superhero stories and movies included. Andrew Garfield was great. I think he was maybe looked a little too old to be a high schooler. I was like, I was like, well, do we really have to see him in high school again? But that's where he started. He was in high school. He got his powers.
yeah.
So
But so did Tobey
sure,
Maguire, really.
yeah. He was kind of more of a kind of more like a hipster than a nerd. Like he was a
Hmm.
skateboarder. I mean, I like that he did something different. Yeah, we didn't really have the Daily Bugle much. I think it was mentioned a few times, and we did see him emailing
Yeah,
Jonah Jameson in the next movie. So
and
it
he tried to
existed, but we
take,
didn't see.
he tried to take some pictures when he was fighting
Yeah,
with the lizard and the.
yeah,
So,
he did have a camera. That's how the lizard discovers identity too. But we'll
mm.
get to that. So he did have an interest in photography, unlike the MCU Spider-Man films. So that was good. Yeah, Andrew Garfield I thought
Evan.
was great. He was a great lead. Martin Sheen was good as Uncle Ben. Sally Field was good as Aunt May. She didn't feel as much like Aunt May as Rosemary Harris did in the Raimi films, but she was
True.
still like concerned and loving and like struggling and like overly protective of Peter. That was still there. I thought Ree's fans, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Dr.
He was
Connors.
yeah, he was great as Dr. Kurt Connors,
Yeah,
aka the Lizard. The look of the Lizard
was kind
took a
of
little.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little too big. He kind of looked like a dinosaur, and his
Yeah.
face looked like one of the Goombas from the awful '90s Super Mario Brothers movie. I kind of like
Yeah.
the when he, like the Jekyll Hyde thing he had going in the comics. Like when Dark Connors became the Lizard, he had a separate personality. In this one, he pretty much had the same personality in both forms. And then I kind of like when he had like the lab coat and stuff, like in the comics. And this one, he
Mhm.
usually was without clothing and like he was really big and like. Yeah, looked like a dinosaur. Yeah, so the design took a little bit, but I thought the actor did a good job. It was a good villain.
There
It was
was
good to
one
have.
scene where he had the when he was the lizard, he still had
Yes,
the lab
he
coat
did.
or whatever.
Yeah, he did for a little bit. Yeah, like one scene. So that was good. So they paid homage to it. Um, and yeah, the actor did a good job. The hero villain dynamic was done well. I'm glad there was only one villain again this time. Like that's a good idea for the first movie. Just have one villain. I freaking love Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. I thought she
Oh
was great. I
yeah,
thought the
she's
love
perfect.
story. They had great chemistry. They were just an
Hmm.
adorable couple. I thought the
Yeah,
love story was done way better this time. The romance was done way
much
better
better. Yeah.
in these movies than it does in the Raimi films, where it was just uh, vomit inducing. It was done way better in him. Yeah, Garfield and Stone had great chemistry. She was a great Gwen Stacy. I liked Dennis Leary as Captain George Stacy. They
Yeah.
adapted his death like in the comics. In the comics, it was during Spider-Man's battle with Doc Ock, but this one, of course, they had the lizards. So that's fine. That was done really well. Like him warning him, saying, when he finds out he's Spider-Man, saying, "Oh, that's going to endanger Gwen and stuff." That was a good idea. Yeah, they did the origin again. This time is a little more complicated. Like a bunch of mutant spiders, and like they expand on it in the next film, and they kind of, I don't know, it was a little weird and convoluted, but it was fine.
I
Secret
thought it was
Powers was great.
interesting though how we actually saw his parents this time, which we had never seen.
Yeah, that was different. Yeah, that was different, and it was kind of similar to the comics, kind of
It's like
sort of.
at least if you're gonna redo the origin, I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah,
Because we
it is
haven't seen
different.
that yet, and
Yeah, and they didn't do the whole wrestling thing this time, but they did have Spider-Man, basically letting a robber get away and ended up killing his Uncle Ben, this time played by Martin Sheen. It was done well. I think it was done a little better in the Raimi films, but it was done just fine here. Sorely missing from the MCU Spider-Man films, by
yes,
the way. We'll get to that. But yeah, I think it's a great movie. I really like it. I think the Garfield movies are underrated. Like everybody talks about the Raimi films, which are still my favorite, and the MCU films. These are almost like kind of forgotten, kind of lost in the shuffle.
yeah,
But the love story wasn't the main focus this time, but I thought it was done a lot better. I like the hero villain dynamic. The Lizard was done well overall. The supporting cast was good. Martin Sheen was good. Sally Field was good. Yeah, it was a lot darker and more serious than the previous Spider-Man movies. I'm glad they did something different. I'm glad they didn't just do the same thing again. So, and Andrew Garfield was great. Like I said, in a lot of ways, he's the most comic actor Spider-Man. He does the wisecracks. He does the witty one-liners. Great action. Really good movie. I really like it. I still really like it.
yeah. After watching it today, yeah, I still really enjoyed it. I did go to see it in the theaters, and I remember I really enjoyed it too.
I've seen all of them in the theater.
Yeah, like you said, Andrew Garfield's great. And what do you think about the suit? I thought the suit was a little weird at times, almost like a little too dark. But then again, it does kind of fit with the tone of the movie too, though, because
yeah, it was a little
definitely
different.
a darker tone movie than we've seen before
It
with
kind of sort of
Spider-Man.
looked like the Spider-Man suit that the Ben Riley, the clone of Peter Parker, wore in the '90s comics, like the fingers, like he eventually became the Scarlet Spider. That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah.
I think the suit did look better in the Raimi movies, but it was fine here. I'm glad that it didn't. I'm glad it wasn't like a technologically advanced AI suit that that talked to him and did all this high tech stuff. I'm glad they didn't do that because that would have been stupid. But we'll get
there. Yeah. Well,
we'll get there.
Yeah, like you said, I liked how they used Gwen perfectly, and I liked how they used Oscorp in the film too. I thought it was very good, very comic accurate, and
yeah,
because Oscorp's a huge thing in the comic. It's like freaking Norman Osborn practically runs the New York.
Yeah. It was kind of realistic too. How pretty much all the villains came from Oscorp.
Yeah.
Having all his enemies having one thing in common, coming from the same place, made it a little more realistic. And other than them just coming from
how his parents
places.
knew,
yeah, that was interesting.
Norman, and then they knew Kurt Connors and the. And I thought Rhys Ifans, or however you pronounce that, did a really good job as Dr. Connors. And his relationship with Peter, I thought was done very well too. I felt he was really believable.
Yeah. Yeah, Connors was played by Dylan Baker in the Raimi movies, and I think if they would have kept going, they would eventually set him up to be the Lizard. So I'm glad they
it's
had the Lizard.
unfortunate that he didn't get to be.
Yeah. Okay, but we're all waiting for the Lizard, so I'm glad they had him in this movie. So it was done well. There's a few
kind of
flaws,
a weird look, like you said, but
yeah,
in the comics, it's more almost like an alligator.
yeah, yeah. His face was a little too flat, but it was still cool.
Like the fight scenes with him and Spider-Man are great. The effects are great. Like when that battle in the high school, that was awesome.
It's one of my favorite Stan Lee cameos.
Yeah, he's got the headphones on. And that's another thing about the movie, has some really good effects. And another thing I love that they do is the way they use um Spider-Man's agility in this movie felt a lot
Yeah,
more realistic,
yeah,
you know,
hmm
like when he's on the train and he's just like without even trying, he's just like
yeah.
taking out all these bumbling idiots on the train, you know, like
Sticking to
like
things.
without even trying, you know.
Yeah, he's like really agile. Yeah,
Yeah, ridiculously agile, but that and they
yeah,
portrayed that well, I think,
absolutely.
better than any of the movies probably, you know.
Yeah, yeah, quite possibly. Yeah,
And yeah, like I said, the way it's so dark because it's most of the scenes take place at night. You don't see
a
a
lot
whole
of it.
lot of
Yeah, a lot of it is at night.
yeah.
So that was cool. It's something different.
Which makes sense when you're in New York City. That's when all the creeps come out and all
Yep.
the
Yep.
criminals come out at night. So it might as well
Yeah.
be nighttime mostly
So most of the
when
crime
Spider-Man
happens.
comes out because that's when the
Yeah.
crime happens.
One thing I don't care for is he never catches Uncle Ben's killer in this one, like he did in the comics and the Raimi film. You know, like
Yeah, he
never
did
actually
corner him
finds
in
him
the
again.
alley there, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't catch up to him.
But
That
it's
part
still a
was
really
done.
good movie.
That part was
Yeah,
done a lot better in the Sam Raimi one.
absolutely.
What else? Yeah, I like Dennis Leary a lot as Captain
Yeah.
Stacy, and
He had a lot more to do than James Cromwell as Captain
mm,
Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
I like how he said don't get Gwen involved in this. You
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
after he finds out that Peter Parker's Spider Man. You know.
That was right out of the comics, and the issue where Captain Stacy dies, he reveals that he knows that Spider Man is Peter, and he does warn him about that. He's like, "Don't involve Gwen," or he says something like
Mm.
that. So that was right out of the comic.
I like the scene when they're at the when he comes over for dinner and they're arguing about uh I think he's here to protect people and Captain Stacy thinks Spider-Man's a menace, that he's a a vigilante, and he wants to take him off the streets and
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
no, I think some might say he's providing a public service. He's like, what?
Yeah, that was an interesting
Like, whose side are you on? Like they really
dynamic.
get into it.
And he
But,
revealed his identity to Gwen very early on too. So
yeah, that was wild.
yeah, but I really like the movie. I think it's really good. There's a few flaws, a few issues I have with it, but overall, I really enjoy it. I think it's
Yeah,
underrated.
it is. I agree.
I think the Garfield movies just kind of got lost in the shuffle. Like
Mm.
they kind of get passed over in favor of the Raimi films and the MCU films. But I think they definitely have their place.
What do you think about Peter being like a hipster instead of a total geek or whatever, like, with the
Yeah, well, he was still,
skateboarder, and he is
he was
still a
still,
little bit geeky, but
yeah. I mean, he was still really smart, like interested in
yeah,
science. But I'm kind of glad they did something different. Like Tobey Maguire did the nerd thing pretty much throughout all the movies. Like in the comics, Spider-Man becomes less of a nerd. Like Peter becomes less of a nerd as it goes on.
as he
So I'm
gets
kind of
older,
glad
yeah,
that, yeah, Garfield kind of just kind of naturally jumped right into that. Like he was a little more, like um, kind of progressed a little more.
What the thing is? I think he's by far the best actor of any of them. Like, and
Garfield,
I've seen him in a lot of other movies, and he's a fantastic actor.
he
Like,
is. Yeah.
like he can do anything.
And like I said, his Spidey feels the
Yeah.
most comic accurate, and for what it's worth, he looks the most like Peter Parker from the comics out of all
Yes.
three actors.
Yeah. True.
Tobey Maguire didn't look like Peter Parker that much, but Garfield certainly does.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
But yeah. Now things get interesting when you get into Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. uh,
A film that I would say makes a lot of the same mistakes as Spider-Man 3. All
yeah,
the same mistakes, actually.
yeah, I agree. So yeah, when it comes to people's least favorite Spider-Man movie, they usually either say Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2. And yeah, they do have a lot of the same problems. It's like Spider-Man 3, it is very overcrowded, a lot of characters, a lot of subplots that go nowhere. There's a little too much going on. They kind of cram it in too much. And I know what they're doing. They're trying to compete with Marvel. They're trying to set up a new cinematic universe with the Sinister Six and stuff. So they're really rushing things like Paul Giamatti's the Rhino. Like he's set up in this movie, but like we only see him with the Rhino at the end and it looked like crap, but I'll get to that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they really rushed it. They really rushed things. It wasn't as dark as the previous movie. It was kind of lighthearted. It kind of seemed like they were trying to make it like an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it's funny how all of a sudden it's much more colorful, and we see him in the daytime, and
yeah, and like the
suit looks much brighter.
It's more lighthearted and colorful. Like I think the previous movie was trying to be like the Dark Knight, and then this one's trying to be like the Avengers or something like that. But yeah, the main villain this time is Electro, Max Dillon, played by Jamie Foxx. The way they set him up was a little weird. He thinks that he's a loser, nobody cares about him, but he's obsessed with Spider-Man. It kind of reminded me of Jim Carrey as Edward Nygma as the Riddler. Batman Forever. It was also kind of similar to Selena Kyle, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, Batman Returns. Then of course Wonder Woman 1984, which came out later, did kind of the same thing with the Cheetah with Barbara and Minerva. They kind of, I don't know, like it's like I don't know why they think that's a good idea. Yeah, he's like obsessed with Spider-Man. Then of course, he's gets superpowers. He's bitten by electric eels and Oscorp, of course, and then he becomes Electro. The design of all the villains in these amazing Spider-Man movies isn't that good. He kind of looks like Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. I totally understand why they didn't want to go with like the yellow star on his face. That would have looked cheesy as hell. That would have looked really silly in the movie. I'm glad they didn't go with that.
It's tough. How would you do that? And make it look and not make it look goofy as hell.
That would have looked hokey as hell. But so the blue skin, the glowing blue skin, it was fine. I didn't think the design was that bad. And I thought after that, Electro ended up being an okay villain. Probably not as good as the Lizard in the previous film, but he was a decent villain. I thought Jamie Foxx, for the way it was written, the weird way it was written, I think he still did a good job and was still pretty memorable. Then we also have the Rhino briefly at the end. He's like this mechanized robotic suit. It looks like a walking tea kettle. It looks ridiculous. I really want
Plus
to.
Plus, his character is so campy, which is kind of funny because Paul Giamatti is such a good actor. Yes. Why is he so hammy and campy and goofy?
It was wasted.
This random, generic Russian dude or whatever.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
I would have loved to see a Rhino that looked more like the comic book. That would have been awesome. That could have been a really cool villain, but they screwed it up. Then we have the other villain, Dane DeHaan. Plays Harry Osborn this time. I thought he did a fine job overall. They kind of rushed it. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, Peter Parker he's best friends with Harry in this version too. They just haven't seen each other in a while.
I know we never saw him in the other movie or any mention of him.
No, it's like, oh yeah, he's his best friend. Okay, well, I get aboard that. I thought Dane DeHaan did an okay job. He was very different from James Franco. I'm glad that they didn't do the same thing. One of the biggest missed opportunities was we had Chris Cooper as Norman Osborn, and I was like, oh, cool. I can't wait to see him become Green Goblin. And then they kill him off. Then he dies. He's got this fatal disease, and his hands look like claws. I thought he was going to use the Goblin formula to save himself and then become the Green Goblin. That would have been really cool. But no, he dies, and then Dane DeHaan, Harry Osborn, becomes the Green Goblin, and he looks terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
It looks like Billy Idol mixed with one of those 90s troll dolls mixed with Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
Oh my god!
Crap. He looked terrible. He had the spiky blondish hair, and he had goo all over him. Why couldn't they just make his skin green? Why did he have to look so terrible?
Why is well, I don't understand why it's so hard to pull off the Green Goblin from the look from the comic book. It's such a cool, awesome look. Why was that so hard?
Yeah, and I saw concept art for the first movie of a more comic accurate looking Green Goblin costume. It looked fine. It looked great. I don't know why it's so hard to portray this in live action. They've screwed it up 4 times now. But yeah, he looked terrible. The performance was way too over the top. It was way too rushed. In the comic books, I know that movies obviously can't have the history that the comic books have. Comic book has comic books have hundreds of issues. Obviously, they have to condense it in a movie a little bit. They don't have as much time. So in the comic books, like there's already Spider-Man and Green Goblin had a very like they've been enemies for a long time. They've been arch rivals for a long time. Then when they kill off Gwen Stacy, it really has a lot of impact. This time it's just like Harry Osborn is the Green Goblin, which I already thought was a bad idea. They've only been fighting for like 5 minutes, and like now they're enemies, and then he kills Gwen Stacy. I thought the death of Gwen Stacy itself was done pretty well. The emotions, like the way Andrew Garfield's acting. A lot of people complained that it wasn't at a bridge. This time it was like inside of a clock tower. To me, the location doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but they did that in the first Spider-Man,
exactly.
so it'd be like, oh, they're doing the same thing.
Exactly. They did a bridge in the first Spider-Man movie, so they didn't want to have to do a repeat of that. The location's doesn't really matter. I just wish it was like Chris Cooper as Norman Osborn, like as a villain throughout the whole movie, and then he did it instead of the weird-looking Harry Osborn Green Goblin who they only became, he was only a villain for like 5 minutes. Like it was very rushed. And at the end, like it shows that mysterious guy played by Michael Massey at Oscorp. We see like Doc Ock's tentacles and Vulture's wings. I think we even see like the symbiote, like in the end credits and all that. Like, they were trying to
and they see like they're setting up the Sinister Six. You see him walking down, and like the tentacles for Doc Ock are in the window or whatever.
So it's like all just an advertisement for a future Sinister Six cinematic universe that we never saw. I got canceled after this movie, and
a lot of people
very
said
rushed,
that too.
Very crowded, very crammed. The weird thing about this movie is I actually kind of enjoyed it when I saw it at the theater. I thought it was entertaining, but it kind of gets where Spider-Man 3 grows on me and kind of gets better and better. This movie kind of diminishes every time I watch it. I see more and more its problems. I still think the love story was done very well. Garfield and Emma Stone have really good chemistry. I thought that the death of Gwen Stacy was done fairly well. A lot of people didn't like it. To me, the location didn't matter. I thought Garfield's acting was perfect. It was the Green Goblin that did it. It should have been Norman Osborn, but whatever. Way too much crowd, way too much stuff. Like the whole thing with his parents, like discovering that his dad used the serum on himself, so only someone with his DNA can get use the spider venom. And like Harry Osborn learned that the hard way. He had the disease that his dad had, and he uses it to save himself. Then he becomes the Green Goblin. Like, I don't know, the parents, like it showed them at the beginning, they're in a plane. Like there was way too many subplots and subplots, and a lot of them didn't go anywhere. Like the way that his parents were tied to his origin was weird. Just, I don't know, a lot of it was too crowded. It was just a convoluted mess of a movie. Just way too much going on. I still find it kind of enjoyable, kind of a guilty pleasure, so bad it's good kind of way. It's not horrible. I don't think it's a terrible movie. It's not one of the worst superhero movies, but it's definitely has a lot of problems that are hard to get past.
Another problem is the music. Like whenever you see like Electro and it's got that crappy, like weird electronic music. Like, come on, this is bad. And then they do that thing at the end when he's fighting Electro at that, I don't know what it is, abandoned nuclear power plant or something, and
it makes a song.
And when he's bouncing off the things and they do Itsy Bitsy Spider song.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was pretty out there.
What's another thing? Yeah, I liked how I did. There were some things I liked, though. I thought his suit looked really good here.
Yeah.
It's like they combined a little bit of what they did in the last one with the Sam Raimi version, and it looked really good. I like how I like what they did with Gwen Stacy and the father, how he like haunts him. Remember what you said. He promised not to get Gwen involved, so he feels guilty and he can't be with her. I like that. And they do kind of break up like a couple times.
Yeah. I think it's just focused more on telling a coherent story than cramming all this stuff in and trying to set up a future Sinister Six cinematic universe and like having all these subplots. I think they should just stuck to like one, telling one good story. And then the Green Goblin was rushed. The Rhino.
I think all the villains were handled horribly. That's the biggest problem with the movie. They don't look anything like the comics look like. They don't. And they're really rushed. Like the Green Goblin was super rushed. I did like the idea of the disease affecting
Yeah, it
father
was a
and
cool idea.
how Harry inherited that.
It
I
was an
thought that
interesting
was
concept.
interesting, and they could have did more with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, we only see Norman for like 5 minutes, and he's
Yeah.
already dying.
Mm-mm-mm.
But I thought Dane DeHaan was pretty good. He had promise there. I liked his
Yeah.
portrayal of Harry, and how he, as the movie goes along, he delves further down the downward spiral.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't just do James Franco again. I'm glad they did like a different
Yeah,
type of Harry.
yeah, he made it his own. I thought he was pretty good,
Yeah,
but I feel like
I agree.
he should have got to the Green Goblin a little sooner instead of just shooing it in right at the end. And
Yeah,
his look was horrendous.
terrible, terrible,
The Rhino was embarrassing, a
awful,
complete embarrassment. Like,
awful.
he should just not. He should be erased from that movie. It was so
Yeah,
bad.
they screwed it up real bad. He looked terrible.
His acting was horrible. Like his performance was horrible. He looked horrible. The design of the suit was horrible. And it's tough with Electra. I did not like. I'll be honest. I did not like Jamie Foxx as Electro. I thought
I
his
didn't like the way it was
performance was
written.
bad and cringy.
Yeah,
And the idea of him being like obsessed Spider-Man nerd, like, like
that was stupid. It's my birthday. Time to light my candles. Yeah, it was
I
pretty
thought the
stupid.
scene in Times Square was pretty cool. How
Yeah.
showing all the electricity and the
Hmm.
cops trying to catch him. And I thought that scene was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought his look was fine. It was different. Yeah, like you said, a little too much like the Watchmen, but
Hmm.
it's like, what can you do though? How could you make him look cool with that
Yeah,
the
exactly.
suit from the comic or whatever? But I like what they did in I liked him much better in No Way Home. But we'll get
Oh
to
yeah,
that.
definitely, definitely.
I was like, oh, they fixed some. No Way Home fixed a lot of the stuff that were problems in the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
It fixed problems in the previous movies and like
Mm.
the more current ones.
And
But we'll
and
get
the
to
Tom Holland
that.
ones too.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, it's disappointing because there's so much promise that Andrew Garfield
Yeah,
Spider-Man had. It's like it's
so
too
much
bad that
potential.
he got stuck with this crappy movie because
He
I
deserved
I
better.
do think this movie is crap.
I still enjoy it on some levels, but I totally understand. I totally see all the flaws.
Yeah,
It's definitely a very flawed movie, and yeah, Andrew Garfield deserved better.
yeah,
Because he was
exactly.
a
Andrew
great
Garfield is
Spider-Man.
great, and he deserved much
Yeah,
better than
he
this.
should have had better movies. Because
Yeah,
this one's definitely one of the weaker ones. Um,
but there are there's a few brights, but they still had great chemistry with Emma Stone and
yes,
Andrew Garfield for
absolutely,
sure. That was handled well, and the death was
absolutely.
handled well. That was
Hmm.
pretty surprisingly brutal. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I thought so too.
that was one scene they did very well
Yeah,
because that was like heartbreaking. I was like, ooh, wow, that's rough.
yeah.
But it
Uh,
wasn't earned though in a way because Goblin is so rushed. It's like he didn't earn that, you know, having that great scene and that powerful death of Gwen Stacy. It was just too quick and too rushed.
yeah, it definitely was.
I actually did kind of like that they did make it a little bit more lighthearted and colorful in a way, but then again, that's kind of what separated Amazing Spider-Man from the Raimi movies and from any of the other ones because it was a darker
Exactly.
film. So it's like, it's tough.
Exactly.
But yeah, this movie ruined any hope of future movies for sure. Another thing I have to mention is they didn't know when to end it. I'm like, what the hell? It keeps going on all this.
Yeah.
It should have ended like right there, after the death of Gwen, and maybe they could have showed him at the funeral. But it's like, what's going on? They don't know when to end this movie. Like, then they're setting up the Sinister Six stuff, and then they're like, come on. And then he's fighting the Rhino. Like,
yeah, it's too crowded.
Yeah. Like, this should have ended 3 times.
Yeah. Well, I should mention, before we get to the MCU movies, I should mention, just in case anybody's wondering, we're not going to cover the Spider-Verse animated movies. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's for another time. I'll just say that I really like these movies. I think they're enjoyable. I do not love them as much as everybody else does. I think they're a little overrated. And when people say, a lot of people love them, finally got it right. These finally got it right. They're the best Spider-Man movies. I strongly disagree, but I do think they're enjoyable. And we're also not going to talk about like the Spider-Man spinoffs like Venom and Morbius and Kraven and Madam Web. I didn't see Morbius or Kraven or Madam Web. I didn't see the first 2 Venom movies. They're okay. I didn't really like them. They didn't do Venom very well. He was not comic accurate at all. They screwed it up really bad. There are a few things that were enjoyable about it. I thought Venom looked cool, but we won't be covering those. I just say I don't care for them too much. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way.
I've never seen them, and I have no intention of seeing them because I think the whole idea is stupid. So I'm not going to subscribe to that. And obviously it didn't work, so I was right. It failed miserably. Morbius failed. Yeah. Kraven failed. I mean, does anybody even know that movie happened? Yeah. Kraven.
Madam Web bombed hard too, and yeah, I didn't even bother seeing the 3rd Venom movie. I was like, I'm done with this. It just
everyone said Madam Web's like one of the worst comic book movie ever.
Oh, it's just got ripped apart. So yeah, that's a hard pass.
It's like I just had no desire to like. Stupid. Why are they doing this? Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man involved at all.
It's stupid. It's a bad idea.
Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, just seeing like the preview of Venom, I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, I can't do this.
They messed it up so bad. I mean,
that's not my Venom.
No, I could go on and on about why, like, about how badly they messed it up and why those movies didn't work, but I'm going to save that for another video.
So moving on, we had the debut of Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, the MCU debut of Spider-Man. So, what are our thoughts about Spider-Man's inclusion in Civil War?
That was a really good movie. It's my favorite Captain America movie and one of my favorite Marvel movies. But let's talk about Spider-Man. I'll say that I did like it. I liked the way his suit looked. I liked, he kind of did have like the one-liners again. Like he was kind of witty and sarcastic. And the fact that Tony Stark, like Iron Man, discovered him and like equipped him with the suit, I didn't really care for that. We'll get into that a little more when we get to Homecoming. But overall, I thought he done really well. I was like, man, I really am looking forward to seeing more of Tom Holland in the future because I think it's a really good setup. He wasn't in the movie for too long. We saw him as a part. We saw him with young, attractive Aunt May, played by Marissa Tomei, and Tony even hitting on Aunt May. But no, I thought Spider-Man has done well. It was cool seeing him fighting with the other Avengers, and the fact that he could hold his own against all these more experienced superheroes. I mean, he's got actual superpowers. He's very strong. He's very skilled and very agile. So, it was cool that he was able to actually go toe to toe with these well-trained fighters that have been doing a lot longer than he was, and he's only a teenager at this point, still in high school. So I thought it was done well. I was very excited to see more.
I remember when the like the second trailer come out, that's when they first showed him.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh yeah, we're finally getting Spider-Man in the MCU," and then it was so cool when you
finally.
see him flipping onto the van and he grabs Cap's shield and like, wow,
Yeah.
this is really cool.
Hey
I
guys.
love the look of the suit too. I thought I was like, wow, that's really classic, like the old
Yeah.
comic book, like
The Ditko era.
yeah,
Very Ditko era
the
suit.
Steve
Yeah.
Ditko era, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, I didn't care for that either. Like, why see he's so tied to Tony Stark? Tony Stark discovered him and brought him over. Like, and he
That
gives
wasn't in
him
the
the
comics.
and he gives him the hyped up suit with the the Stark technology. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know about this, but I love seeing him in the fight and mixing it up with Captain America. How cool was that?
Yeah, that was cool.
And yeah, I love that whole, the whole scene at the airport is amazing anyway, but with Ant-Man and the Vision, and that's a great freaking scene.
Yeah, that was done really well.
Yeah, and Spidey was a big part of that, and it was really cool when you
Hmm.
saw him messing with the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. That was a really cool scene, and
Yeah,
he
cool
showed
scene.
a lot of promise as the character too, with the one-liners and the quippy
Yeah, yeah.
dialogue. I thought he was done better in this than I think he was in Homecoming or Far From Home, probably.
I would probably have to agree. Yeah, I'll get to that.
But then again, it's almost like he's Iron Boy or something like. But then
Yeah,
we'll get into that.
yeah. I got a lot to say about that.
But it was a nice debut, I think, and it's
Yeah,
just
good introduction.
finally great seeing them finally have Spider-Man included in the MCU,
Yeah,
because if you think about it, Spider-Man is the flagship character of Marvel, period. And for him not to be a part of it is ridiculous.
yeah,
So thank God they finally included him.
yeah. I was like, man, we gotta have Spider-Man. He's the best Marvel character and like the most everybody's favorite, the most well known. So we gotta have him in. If they're gonna have a Marvel movie universe, we gotta have Spider-Man. So I was really excited when we
Yeah.
finally had him.
But yeah, that is a Civil War is a fantastic movie, I think.
It is
Definitely one of the best MCU movies, I would think.
definitely
Yeah.
very good.
Just everything, I love the way they handled the whole battle with Iron Man and
Yeah,
Captain America and the
yeah, it was done very well. Yeah, and Iron Man was Tony Stark was very serious in a lot of it too. He wasn't just
yeah,
his usual jokey, sarcastic self through the whole thing. He had a lot of like serious, deep moments. And yeah,
yeah.
the I was kind of Team Cap all the way. I was kind of on Captain America's side, but yeah, the fight between Captain America and Iron Man and all the other Avenger characters, it was so cool, so epic.
And I also think they did an excellent job with Black Panther. The inclusion of
Yes, yeah, he was done
his
very well too.
introduction was great too.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
He was badass, and I thought
Yeah,
he was better in that than he was in his own movies.
I thought so too. Yeah,
His
so
own
running all fours and
like,
stuff, and yeah, Chadwick Boseman did a great job. Rest in peace.
but yeah, yeah. But yeah, we might as well get into this is going to be an interesting one, Spider-Man Homecoming. So the
Spider-Man
first
Homecoming.
solo Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Oh boy.
And it's a collaboration between Sony and Marvel
Yeah,
Studios, of course. So, and yeah, as you see, Iron Man is
Iron
in
Man's on the
there.
cover. Yay! Yay! Oh boy, yeah, I have a lot to say about this one. This might be a little controversial, but when I first saw this in the theater, I was very disappointed. I was very let down.
Yeah.
And when I got home and was reading reviews and everybody was raving about it and saying it was great, and they finally got Spider-Man right. Some people even said this one feels more like the comics than the others. Like, what
Like what?
movie did you watch? What comics did you read? This is polar opposite from the Spider-Man comics. It couldn't be more different if they tried. Okay, where do I begin? I hate the fact that he's just Iron Boy. He's Iron Man's, basically Iron Man's lackey. Everything he does is to impress Iron Man. It feels like Spike and Chester from Looney Tunes. I feel like he's always like, he's really wimpy and whiny. He's always running around. He's always out of breath, going, oh, I gotta hurry up and do this. Oh, sorry, Mr. Stark. Oh, okay, Mr. Stark.
Mr. Stark.
Spider-Man. In the Spider-Man comics, Spider-Man was an independent loner who was driven by guilt and grief. He wanted to join the Fantastic Four one time. It was only because of money. And when he saw them, he acted like they were lucky to have him considering joining their team. It was way different. This one, he just wants to be an Avenger. Way too comedic, way too much humor, way too much like comedy, and like it's not even really funny half the time. The supporting cast sucked, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. Okay, so there's no origin this time. He just mentions he was bit by a spider. I understand a lot of people didn't want to see the origin done yet again. I think they could have still had a very brief, like 2-minute flashback. Just show the spider in the beam, show the spider on his hand biting him, show us him climbing the building for the first time and saying, "Hey, I've got spider powers." Show Uncle Ben being shot, a brief flashback. Okay, I know that people didn't want to see Uncle Ben again. I totally understand. However, this movie needed Uncle Ben. This movie needed some serious dramatic moments. The absence of Uncle Ben and the fact that Uncle Ben doesn't even exist in this universe is a huge problem I have. There's a scene where Spider-Man has like a duffel bag or a briefcase or something. I think it has Uncle Ben's initials, and like he even says, "Oh, Aunt May's been through so much," but they never mentioned him again. Like I don't think
he might have existed. He probably existed, but they never mentioned him.
Yeah, then they abandoned it. The absence of Uncle Ben's a huge problem. Uncle Ben's death was a pivotal, important part of Spidey's origin and what drives him, what motivates him to be a hero, the guilt and grief, the fact that it was technically his fault. That's what drives him. It touches on some really deep and serious themes. This version of Spidey wants to be a hero because he thinks it's cool. And he wants to impress Tony Stark and be Avenger. That's really lame in comparison. I know they sort of tried to make up for it in No Way Home with Aunt May, but it's not the same. It's technically his fault that she died, kinda, but he was being he had a noble reason, unlike the comic where he's being selfish and learned his lesson. He learned from a mistake, which is character growth. That's a hero's journey. That's an excellent arc. Oh man, okay. What else? I hate the AI technological suit that Tony gives him. He doesn't need his spider sense. This stupid suit with this woman's AI voice talks to him all the time. She'll warn him when danger's coming. He doesn't need his spider sense. She never shuts up in the whole movie. The suit can do all these technological things. And there's even the part where Tony Stark takes it away and Peter Parker says, "I'm nothing without the suit." Oh God, that line hurt me.
I know. Like, when has Spider-Man ever needed? I mean,
that's Iron Man. That's War Machine. They get their powers from the technology and the suits they wear. Spider-Man just wears a suit to mask his identity and be able to fight crime and stuff. He doesn't. It's not supposed to be all this crazy stuff. I did like how he had the spider signal in his belt. That's something we didn't see in the other movies. And like he uses a parachute. I understand they're probably not going to have him make things out of web like he did in the comics. It's a little too unrealistic and implausible. So I let a little bit of it slide. But this suit does all this other stuff. Like it goes in kill mode and like does this voice, does all this stuff, and like way too much time to some of the suit. Iron Man isn't in it a lot, but his presence dominates the movie. The best thing about this movie was Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture. He was awesome.
He was really good.
Anyway. He's always been a favorite of mine. He was a great villain. Like he was really evil and sinister. But even he had more ties to Iron Man, to Tony Stark than he did to Spider-Man. Like this whole thing just felt like a Spider-Man spinoff. Like I said, here Iron Man's on the freaking cover, and then this on the back, like him just relaxing, eating pizza. I feel like that sums up the MCU Spider-Man. Him just chilling, just eating pizza. Like, oh, that's so funny. Spider-Man's eating pizza and relaxing, and then. I hate the supporting cast. Marissa Tomei is a great actress, but she's not Aunt May. Not at all. She's nothing like Aunt May. Ned Leeds, played by Jacob Batalong, is nothing like Ned Leeds in the comic.
Yeah.
In the comic, he's kind of a competition for Peter sometimes, but they're friends. Like he ends up marrying Betty Brant, and like
didn't Ned Leeds become the Hobgoblin?
Sort
in the
of,
comic.
sort of. He it turns out it's actually Roger Kingsley. Ned Leeds turned out to just be another decoy, but
Oh, right.
that's another story.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Ned Leeds was nothing like he was really annoying. I couldn't stand him in this movie. He was really, really annoying. He wasn't funny. He was just really, really irritating. The only part he was funny was him. He was like the guy in the chair, and the teacher was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, he was helping Spider-Man with a computer, and he was like, "I was watching porn." That was the only moment they got a laugh out of me. Other than that, he was irritating as hell.
Yeah.
Then we have Zendaya as Michelle Jones, and she ends up being this version of MJ. I liked her better in the sequels. In the sequels, she was fun. I think that she ended up being a good character. This movie, I thought she was insufferable. She wasn't the main love interest yet. It was Liz Allen, who again was.
Yeah.
She was done fine. She was Adrian Toomes the Vulture's stepdaughter, so that was a little different from the comics, and that was kind of interesting. That was kind of a different thing. I mean, they almost kind of had that with Captain Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, but that was a different dynamic. Like the hero's main villain is his love interest's dad. That's an interesting thing. They did interesting stuff with it. I liked how the love story, the romance, wasn't center stage in this. It's just part of the background. It's barely even a plot point. It's not really.
What was the girl that he was into? I can't remember.
Liz Allen. Yeah.
Liz Allen, right.
And the love story wasn't focused on much. Yeah, and here Adrian Toomes, her stepdad. Yeah, that was all done fine. Yeah, Zendaya, right. And if she's going to be this version's Mary Jane, in the comics, Mary Jane is a really extroverted, really outgoing, really fun, energetic, go-go girl bombshell. And in this movie, MJ is a mopey, whiny, introverted emo who acts like everything is everybody else's fault, and she's like mad at the world when there's nothing wrong with her life. The real Mary Jane in the comics had a tragic backstory. She had a lot wrong with her life, but she was still happy and happy-go-lucky and like really positive and smiling all the time. And like, this one she's just whiny and mopey. I did think Zendaya was fine as Michelle in the following movies. And this one, like I said, she wasn't the main love interest. She was just a supporting character. I didn't care for any of the supporting cast other than Tom Holland, who has really good. I thought had really great potential to be a great Spider-Man. And Michael Keaton is the villain. I thought they were great. The rest of the cast kind of were nothing like their comic counterparts. There's no Daily Bugle, no J. Jonah Jameson, no interest in photography. He just wanted to be a hero because it was cool. The other characters were annoying. Flash Thompson was awful. He was a scrawny weakling runt. Why is he even like that's a bully? Why are they even rivals? They're really similar. Like he's just another nerd. Why is that a bully? Why are they rivals? Like they should just be friends. That didn't make any sense. That was stupid. He's supposed to be a jock football hero in the comics. Then he joins the military. This guy was like, if the bullies in my school were like him, I would have just kicked their asses. Like, come on. That's not Flash Thompson. That wasn't Flash Thompson. It wasn't Aunt May. It wasn't Ned Leeds. And then okay, so the terrible Tinkerer, Phineas Mason in the comics is a skinny, frail old man, and this with who's balding with white hair. In this movie, he's a young, overweight guy with a full head of hair. It's almost like they went for the opposite. Like, what's it like in the comics? Let's do the complete opposite. I hated that. Spider-Man's always out of breath. He's like, oh, yeah.
And the shocker dude is just some random dude that wears the thing on his arm. The shock.
Yeah, we never saw him in the suit. There's way too much humor. The part where Michael Keaton's Vulture incinerates the guy, and it's like, oh, cool, he's a villain now. He's like, oh, I thought those anti-gravity guns. Like, there's more comedy, more MCU style Tony Stark comedy. Yeah. Like, yeah, I was really disappointed in this movie. It did grow on me a little bit. I forgive it a little more of its problems now. It's an enjoyable superhero movie. It does tell a more coherent story than Amazing Spider-Man 2. It is more like put together. It feels like it's not as big. It's not as grand as the other Spider-Man movies. It's kind of a smaller story. I don't like all the Iron Man connection. It's like they thought, people won't care about this unless we put Iron Man all over it. They don't realize Spider-Man's the Marvel's most marketable character. You don't need Iron Man.
That's the thing that bothers me so much. I'm like, why is Spider-Man like playing Iron Man's sidekicks? Spider-Man is the biggest character in Marvel history. Why is it?
Just because Robert Downey Jr. is like the most.
Iron Man was like a B character.
Yes, exactly.
Like in the comics.
But people love Robert Downey Jr. so much because of star power. He's funny as Iron Man. They thought that in the MCU they had to put him all over. Yeah, Iron Man was like in the comics. Like I didn't know anybody who like had Iron Man as their favorite. Yeah, he was like kind of a lesser known character. He's part of the Avengers and stuff. But yeah, I didn't like how he was Iron Man's lackey. I didn't like it was it was like Spike and Chester Looney Tunes. He did do the witty wisecracks a little bit at first, but I think he was too wimpy and too whiny, and like I did think he had potential. Some of the delivery of his lines was really good. He's still a good actor. I was like, okay, Tom Holland has potential to be a great Spider-Man.
He does.
But like, he still has a long way to go. But yeah, this was way too different from the comics. Maybe they wanted to do something different. Maybe the Raimi films were so accurate they wanted to do something different. But I was really disappointed with this. Like I said, it has grown on me. I do forgive a lot of it now, but it's as a comic adaptation, it's very poor. But as a superhero movie, part of the MCU, it is pretty enjoyable. You know,
I think I thought it was kind of funny how he lives in like suburban area, and like you don't see him swinging around the through New York City. He's just like going through the regular towns, jumping on top of the roofs of the houses.
Yeah,
and I love the part where he shoots the web and it just doesn't go anywhere because there's no buildings around.
There's nothing to swing off of. Yeah, that was an interesting idea.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah. I like the part where like the Michael Keaton as Andrew Timmons is intimidating him in the car. Like he finds out
that's a great scene.
And the scene where he like has all that heavy stuff on him, he's trying to lift it. That was right out of the comics. There's a lot of great moments like that, but it's just bogged down by the supporting cast and the fact that it almost feels like a giant middle finger to fans of the comic, fans of the Ditko and like John Romita Senior era and stuff. Like
I will say I actually like the Vulture better in this movie than in the comic, which was because Michael Keaton's awesome, but I love his look too. It's really cool. And Michael Keaton's just awesome. And I love that scene in the car when he kind of reveals that he knows who he is. Like, don't mess with me, kid. I'll kill you. I'll kill your whole family. Like,
he's like, I'll kill it. Yeah, that was great. The costume was a little too technological. It kind of looked like an airplane. They always do that. That's what they did with the Rhino and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. They did it here, and it looks like they're doing that with the Scorpion in Brand New Day. So they always make it really technological, like a Transformer reject. But performance-wise, Vulture was awesome. He was the best part of the movie. Yeah. And Tom Holland was really good, too, although he didn't quite feel like a true Spider-Man to me for most of it. Like, it was kind of like a young, inexperienced Spider kid. Spider Boy.
Yeah, that's the thing is I always felt like I'm kind of tired of seeing teenage Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man. He grows up at some point, you know. He's like, why is he always going back to being a kid?
That's one thing I liked about the Spider-Verse movies. We saw him as an adult who's like married to Mary Jane, and he's an older man. He's like a seasoned veteran alumni superhero. He's experienced. He's like wise, and like, you know, I'm ready to see that now. I want to see Tom Holland become that. And I think we are. Enough of Spider Kid.
I want Spider-Man now. That's Spider-Boy.
A lot of people were saying when this came out, they're like, "Oh, they finally got it right. He's a teenager in high school." It's like they did that in the other movies, and he wasn't in high school for that long in the comics. Yeah. So, you know, whatever. But
I wanted to see it be like how it is in the comics when he became a scientist and he worked in the science lab and he became a school teacher. Like,
I want to see that eventually.
I want to see him progress and be an experienced Spider-Man that has perfected everything he does, has mastered his powers.
Yeah, this movie needed more serious, deep, dramatic moments. There was far too much comedy.
Yeah.
Aside from the Vulture, everything else was way too. I hated all the scenes when Ned Leeds was like, "Can you summon an army of giant spiders? Can you do this? Can you do that?" Like in the comics and in the other movies, whenever Spider-Man revealed his identity, it was always a big dramatic moment. Like, wow! And this time it's always done as a joke. He swings through the window, and then Ned's right there, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" He drops his Lego Death Star, and at the end, when Aunt May just walks in on him, why does he have the door open when he's wearing the Spider-Man comic? She's like, "What the f?" And then everybody thinks, "Oh, it's so funny." Aunt May said the F word. That was stupid. Aunt May should not know that Peter's Spider-Man. Bad, very bad.
Yeah.
While he had the door open, and it was just done as a joke. It was just done to be funny, and no, that was dumb. That was dumb. There's so many things I hate about this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like you said, when he's wearing the Stark suit and the woman that's talking to him, like it's just like Iron Man, and when he's talking to the Vision.
Jarvis. Yeah.
Jarvis, right.
I hate that AI voice. I'm so glad they did away with that in the sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that eventually. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that. Let's see. 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 Let's see.
Ugh, it could have been a lot better,
Yeah,
but
but I think it did get better as we go on, and
yeah,
we'll get to that.
I
Yeah.
agree. So then we had him in
Infinity War and
Infinity
Endgame.
War, and I thought they did a good job with him here as well. I
Yep.
liked a lot of the stuff they did with him. I like they showed his spider sense, which they
Yes,
didn't show at all in Homecoming.
exactly.
Like a huge part of
Peter Tingle.
Spider-Man.
I hate when
They
they
did
call it just
nothing with it.
Peter Tingle.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Peter Tingle working? That sounds stupid as hell. Just call it Spider
Peter
Sense.
Tinkle.
Peter Tingle. Get out of here with that crap. It's a Spider Sense.
But I like how they showed him in Central Park when they're fighting
Yes.
the children of Thanos or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I feel like he makes a lot of mistakes and he makes dumb decisions and he gets his butt kicked a lot.
yeah,
He's not very confident. Like it's like, man, come on.
that's true.
And he has way too many suits. Spider-Man shouldn't have all these different suits. He should have the red and blue classic suit and then the black symbiote suit. That should be it. He shouldn't have all these other fancy high-tech suits. I don't like that at all. That's Iron Man. That's War Machine. That's not Spider-Man.
Exactly. But we got to see him go into space and stuff, you know.
Yeah, Infinity
Taking
War and
on
Endgame were great. I thought. I love those movies.
Yeah, definitely.
And he even dissolved when Thanos did the snap with the Infinity Gauntlet, and then first came
Yeah.
back, and we all knew he was coming back, so that kind of diminished it a little bit because we knew he was going to come back. And then he came back in Endgame, and it was pretty cool seeing him interact with all the other heroes.
But it's always cool to see him interacting with all the.
Yeah,
You got to see him go at it with Thanos even.
yeah, that was cool. I just don't like how he's such a like Iron Man lackey. Like,
Yeah.
like it wasn't like that at all in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. It was too much.
And then we had Far From Home, which
Spider-Man,
I thought
Far
was
From Home.
definitely an improvement on Homecoming for sure.
In a lot of ways, yeah, it felt more like a Spider-Man movie. I feel like Homecoming had like might have had more entertaining and more action-packed moments and a better villain overall. But this felt more like a Spider-Man movie. Like they did away with the stupid AI in the suit. I didn't like how he already had some other black suit. They should save that for the symbiote. And then, of course, he does use the suit that he used in Infinity War and Endgame, which has the tentacles coming out, kind of like Doc Ock. Ned Leeds and wasn't as irritating this time. I thought he was more a better character. I thought Zendaya as Michelle MJ was a lot better this time.
Was a lot better,
yeah. She does become the love interest, and she really grew on me. I was like, okay, she really won me over now. I think she's great.
She was actually likable.
I think this one, yeah, she wasn't brooding and whiny and sullen and morose this time. She was actually, happy and like, and supportive and like, and she was a good character. The villain was great. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was great as Mysterio. Quentin Beck. I didn't like how once again he was more tied to Tony Stark.
I know.
He wanted his StarTech glasses.
Like, everything tied to Tony Stark.
Everything. And it's like in the comics, he was a special effects artist and a stuntman, and like he did effects in movies. And here, he was part of Tony Stark's AI team, and like had this big team. And, like there's this really like weird comedic moment where it's like, oh, him over there, he was part of it, and she was part of it, and it's like, oh man. Other than that, I thought Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job. It was interesting how it looked like he was going to be a hero at first, and like all the monsters they were fighting were his holograms, his illusions. He's a master of illusions. Like that was all cool.
I like that actually.
Yeah, it was cool seeing Spider-Man fight him and all these like hallucinogenic like illusion, big grandiose illusions. That was cool. The supporting cast was better. Yeah, Happy Hogan had a bigger part this time. I don't know why he has to become such a Spider-Man supporting character when he was like with Iron Man. I don't know why he has to have such a big part. Jon Favreau, of course, directed the first Iron Man. Nick Fury is in it this time. It feels like they always have to have another big name Marvel character. It was Iron Man in Homecomings, Nick Fury in this one. Then we have Doctor Strange in the next one. I don't know why they have to do that. Spider-Man's enough, Yeah, he didn't do the wisecrack.
They wanted to make it. They want to make it feel like he's part of the MCU. That's the point, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I feel like this again,
And
like
that,
Homecoming. It felt like a smaller story. It wasn't big and grand, but yeah, it was a good movie and it was enjoyable. Like I think Homecoming had a few. Like I had more problems with Homecoming, but also had more like there's more scenes I enjoy in Homecoming. This one, I feel like has a lot of boring parts, but yeah, it's still a good movie. It's still a good entry. Like when I saw this, I could tell that they were getting there. It was finally starting to feel like Spider-Man. They were on the right track. They were going in the right
yeah.
direction. And boy, did it pay off in the next one. But we'll get to that. So overall, enjoyable. I have some problems, but Far From Home is enjoyable enough.
I thought they did fantastic with the look of Mysterio. I was like, oh wow, that is really cool,
Yeah,
and it looks really comic accurate. I
with the
didn't know
fishbowl helmet and
how
everything.
they were going to be able to pull that off because
Yeah,
it seems like that would look ridiculous in real life, but it's still look really cool.
the fishbowl helmet and stuff.
Yeah. And there's that one scene that's awesome when with the when he really shows his illusion powers. Remember that trippy scene when he's like,
Yeah. So much crazy stuff.
yeah,
And they set up the next movie. They actually have J.K. Simmons show up as J. Jonah
mm-hmm.
Jameson, which is awesome. And then they set it up to where Mysterio reveals that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. It makes it look like he murdered him and stuff. So even at death, he's still like ruining his life. So
I love that though. Like, why recast him when you can't
no,
improve on perfection? So screw
yeah,
it. Just bring
exactly.
J.K. Simmons in.
You can't top Simmons as Jameson. No way. Just get you the same actor.
Not gonna try.
Exactly.
I thought it was I kind of liked seeing Sam Jackson in it though.
Yeah, I always like seeing him. I mean, it's not a problem that he's in the movie. I always like seeing him, but
I thought it was interesting him seeing Spider-Man out of his element, going to Europe and Italy and France. I'm like,
yeah.
that's something different.
Well, didn't it reveal it was actually a Skrull in disguise as Nick Fury? It wasn't even the real Nick
Yeah,
Fury.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool seeing. Yeah, it's cool seeing him to go to Europe and stuff. I didn't like how he had that black stealth ninja suit. I guess they had to do
Yeah.
that so people wouldn't suspect. Wait, why is Spider-Man in Europe when he's Peter Parker? They would have put together he was Peter Parker. I guess that's why they did it. But he's like, oh, he's a European knockoff.
And European knockoff Spider-Man.
Yeah. Betty Brant's in this movie, but she looks and acts more like Gwen Stacy, and she does date Ned Leeds, which Ned Leeds, of course, got Betty Brant in the comics. So I was like, okay, well, they're kind of sort of trying to adapt the comic, but still very different. Still a lot of liberties from the source material.
Definitely. I thought it was enjoyable though. I enjoyed it. I personally liked it a lot more than Homecoming. I thought it felt like you said, it felt more like a Spider-Man story than
It does. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think I do probably like it better overall. It has less. I have less problems with it. I just think that there's a few like far too many like kind of boring parts. Whereas Homecoming, I love all the parts of Michael Keaton. Like his Vulture really made the movie for me. He was the best part. He stole every scene is in. Jake Gyllenhaal is great as Mysterio, like I said, but I do prefer the Vulture in the previous movie overall. But still a good movie.
I thought they handled the romance well with him and Michelle Jones or whatever. Zendaya. Because of course they are together in real life, so it's a similar situation with Andrew and Emma.
Stone, yeah.
So they did have a great chemistry, I think, in the second movie.
Exactly, yeah.
And her character was much better, much more likable, and less annoying.
Yeah, she was a lot better in this one. She really grew on me. She really won me over.
Yeah.
I still don't like how Aunt May knows that he's Spider-Man, and I hate when they call it Peter Tingle. That sounds so stupid to me.
And they never actually call it Spider Sense. They always call it that.
Of course not. I don't know if they're trying to be funny or, I mean, I don't know. But
and they did have they were trying to get away from the Tony Stark tech, I guess, but there is that one scene when he puts when
yeah, the glasses.
Puts the glasses on the bus and releases it, and it goes to the kill mode.
Oh wow, yeah, that was crazy. And yeah, Mysterio was more Quentin Beck. Mysterio was more linked to Tony Stark once again, just like the Vulture of the previous movie. And then, it's like I just want to see a Spider-Man villain who's
just a Spider-Man villain.
Just a Spider-Man villain.
Just some guy that hates Spider-Man.
Yeah. Tony Stark wronged me, so now I'm going to fight Spider-Man. Yeah, let's not do that anymore.
So then we did have Spidey in Avengers Endgame 2.
Oh yeah, well that was
when he came back from the blip.
That was
at the end.
That was before Far From Home.
Was this before Far From Home?
Yes, because Tony Stark dies at the end of that, and then they mention that in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
And also that one explains how he comes back. Endgame explains how Spider-Man comes back, and then of course
exactly. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot to mention it.
Those are great movies, though.
Yeah. But then, yes, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yes.
Now this is more like it, right?
Yes. This should have been the poster. Like we see Doc Ock's tentacles. We see.
Exactly. That should.
Yeah, we see the Green Goblin. We see Electro.
Yeah, I don't like this. What is this?
Yeah, and this like it was like, okay, it's just
or that one. It's okay.
Yeah. I think there's even one where you can see the Lizard and the Sandman. This movie is freaking awesome. This was a Spider-Man movie. This movie blew me away when I saw it in the theater. Holy crap. This is one of the best superhero movies ever. This is one of the best Spider-Man movies. I think I still will say Spider-Man 2 and the first Spider-Man film are my favorites, but this one comes very, very close.
Yeah.
Boy, does deliver. I mean, first right off the bat, of course, we have returning Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
They're both like the more seasoned, more veteran alumni Spider-Mans. They're wise. They're kind of like wise mentors to Tom Holland's younger, more inexperienced version. It's so awesome seeing all three of them together interacting. So many great moments. It just gives me chills. It's so cool seeing all the villains again. Willem Dafoe is Norman Osborn / Green Goblin. Alfred Molina is Doc Ock. Thomas
they were great.
Sandman. Jamie Foxx's Electro, Reese Ifans, however you pronounce it, as the Lizard. So awesome. It's basically a Sinister Six movie, and there's only 5 of them. I still kind of consider it the Sinister Six. It's Sinister
and
5.
And Sandman, too.
Yeah, Sandman. Yeah, so there's, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, and Lizard. Yeah, there's 5 of them. And Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock of Venom shows up after the end credits. So there you go. You can say there's 6 villains in it. Sinister 6. So they even connected with the Sonyverse a little bit. Whatever, it's fine. And then they even set up like he left behind a piece of the symbiote. So we might see the black suited Spider-Man. I'd rather him just get it on his own and not have any connections to those awful movies. But
let's pretend they don't exist.
Exactly. But everything else, this movie delivered. I really don't have any problems with it. I mean, my gosh, it was just so awesome seeing all the actors interact, seeing all the villains from the past movies. Like I said earlier, the part where Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, saves Michelle, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Are you okay?" That just gives me chills. Such a powerful moment. Like it's like redemption for what happened with Gwen Stacy. Like you can see all the emotions in his face. It's so good. Seeing all the villains. Doctor Strange was really cool. The way they set up the story was interesting. How everybody knows that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So people think he's a murderer. And then so they cast this spell so everybody forgets, but it makes all these other villains from other dimensions. And then the other 2 Spider-Man come out. This is way better than the Spider-Verse movies, okay? These are characters that I grew up watching and am invested in. I really care about these Spider-Man. I didn't care about seeing 1,000 different Spider-Man from other universes that I don't care about and have no history with. This movie's friggin' awesome. It was phenomenal. I've never been in a theater that cheered and oohed and awed as much as they did with this movie. There were so many moments. I was like screaming with joy when I saw this. I was like, yes! It's so great seeing the other 2 Spider-Man actors, seeing all 3 of them interact, the other villains. It just so delivered. Yeah, Aunt May and Marissa Tomei, she's killed off, and they kind of do an Uncle Ben thing. So Spider-Man actually does have the guilt and the grief driving him to do what he does. It's not just him trying to impress Tony Stark or doing it because he thinks it's cool. so many great moments, like when they're just, I kind of like when all three Spider-Man are just sitting down having a discussion, like talking about the villains they fought, talking about how
Oh
Toby
yeah.
has the organic web shooters, the other two have the mechanized invention web shooters that they created themselves. I was like the one the interacting, and then yeah, Ned Leeds was good this time. He wasn't annoying. Zendaya as Michelle was great. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch was great as Doctor Strange. All the cast was great. Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson played by J.K. Simmons. So awesome. So many awesome action-packed scenes and moments. So much fun stuff. Like so much nostalgia and so much fan
Oh
service.
yeah.
You know, jam-packed. Oh, this movie's just excellent. I absolutely love it. It's by far the best MCU Spider-Man film and one of the best MCU films, one of the best Marvel films, one of the best superhero movies ever. I freaking adore this movie. I love it.
Hell yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. This is by far the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie for sure. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's tough, but it's definitely way up there when it comes to the ranking for sure. That's a
Yeah.
the way they have so many characters, and it's amazing how well balanced it is, and everybody gets their moment to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And I freaking love that they made Willem Dafoe the main bad guy. I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, and he's great.
Yeah.
And I love that he doesn't even need the mask anymore. Like he don't need a mask. He's just
It's
pure
creepier
evil.
without
His
it.
face is the mask. Like
Yeah, when he wears the mask, you don't get to see his facial expressions and stuff. So I just kind of wish he painted his face green or something, but it's fine. His
yeah,
costume other than that, looked closer to the Green Goblin of the comics, like with a purple
yeah.
hood and everything.
But I liked his whole arc too. Even how he was just like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't know what was going on. He was kind of lost for a while, but then once
Yeah.
he realizes who he really is. And I thought they made excellent use of this is the only movie that uses the multiverse well.
Yeah,
'Cause
pretty much.
they did a great job with that. He using Doctor Strange and having him cast the
Mhm.
spells so that nobody remembers he's Spider Man. I thought that scene was kind of funny too. But wait, Aunt May should still know. But wait,
Yeah.
MJ should still know. But basically, everybody who used to know I was Spider Man should still know. But
Stop tampering with the spell.
it was
Scooby
fun.
Doo this crap. So
Plus, I
good.
love that he's you know Oh man, and they made absolutely perfect use of the other two Spider-Man, and they were great. Um, as I said, I thought Andrew Garfield stole the damn show. He's so good.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
Absolutely.
wow, he's the perfect balance of Spider-Man. Like, I
So
want to
good.
see another movie with him. That's how good I thought he was.
Me too.
I hope he does show up in one of them, at least.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Well,
in the one of the Avengers ones or something. That'd
yeah,
be great.
that'd be great. I was a little worried when the Toby Spider-Man got stabbed by Green Goblin by Norman. I was like, please don't kill him off because that would ruin what is
Oh
so far
yeah,
been such an
yeah,
awesome movie.
yeah.
Like,
No.
don't kill him off. Come on.
Mm.
I like how he was kind of the wise like mentor. He was the most experienced
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
he's
Like
the
he was
elder
kind of like the
statesman of Spider-Man.
yeah. That was really cool. That was a good idea.
Yeah,
And
and
then
he
when
was still just dead on exactly as he was.
yeah,
You know, S-
but more experienced and like wiser.
right?
And then I like how Andrew Garfield was like, "Oh, I want to fight aliens." Like I'm lame. It was kind of like playing on the fact that those movies were like the most maligned out of all the Spider-Man movies. Like I think that was kind of a reference to that. They're like, "No, you're amazing. You're amazing." That was cool because I think he's great. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it was so awesome seeing all three of them. I mean, it was just oh man, nostalgia overload.
Yeah, that's great though.
So good.
Perfectly done. Perfectly done.
Oh, so good.
Couldn't have
So good.
did it
There's
any
so many
better.
references and like so many Easter eggs and just so many awesome moments.
Yeah, and plus you got them interacting with all the villains from the previous
Yeah.
movies.
Oh, so
Like I
good.
said, I
So good.
thought this version of Electro was a lot cooler, a lot better.
Definitely.
I actually like Jamie Foxx in that one.
Same here. Yeah.
And I like how when he was using the electric power, it kind of made the star
Yeah,
thing.
the star. Yeah, that was a reference to the comic books.
Yeah. How do you like the new?
They didn't use Sandman or Lizard all that much. Like they weren't. They didn't really have, you know, uh, like they weren't used as much as the other three, but it was still, it was enough.
I
I
thought it
think
was
both of them were
interesting
like
that
in giant
Sandman was
form.
always Sandman and never
Always
like
sand, yeah. It's
he
like
the
this
whole time.
universe.
He was,
Yeah, it's like being in a different universe has different energy. So he's
yeah.
always sand, and then Electro doesn't have the glowing blue skin, and like his electric is actually like yellow instead of blue.
Mm,
So yeah, it's like a
pretty
different
cool.
energy and a different universe. It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Mm. I feel like the lizard kind of got the shaft a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't utilize him
Yeah.
very much, and
Mm.
or the Sandman. Sandman might have been a little more prominent, but yeah, they didn't use the Lizard as much. It's mostly Green Goblin was the main villain, and Doc Ock, of course, and
But
Electro
he
both
was
had very
great.
prominent
Like,
roles. Yeah,
and I like how he redeems himself pretty like halfway through the movie,
yeah, because it's kind of like a split
and he
personality
works with Peter.
Green Goblin. Oh yeah, Doc Ock, yeah, like he's like, oh, we have competition. We see the Spider Man's Stark Tech suit has the legs
Hmm.
and the nanotechnology.
But I love that fight scene too towards the beginning when they're on the bridge and
Yeah.
we see Doc Ock coming in.
Oh
Badass.
man, I clapped and cheered so much when I saw this at the theater. It was unreal. Like
And then you hear the ha, 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 and you see Green
yes,
Goblin coming
yes.
in, swinging
Oh
down.
man,
I was like, this
so
is
many,
awesome.
so many amazing moments. It just blew me away. It's so awesome.
I thought it, even though he was using his technology, the Spider-Man again. I like when he got control of Doc Ock's arm. It's like,
Yeah,
ah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And the
He's
humor
like
was actually pretty
he
funny in this
paired
comic.
it like a Bluetooth device or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's-
I thought the comedy, kind of missed the mark a little bit in the other two, but this one it was actually pretty funny. There had a
yeah.
lot of funny moments, especially the three Spider-Man. Like
Oh
when
yeah.
Ned Leeds was like, "Did you ever have a best friend?" He's like, "Yeah, he died in my arms or something." And Ned was like, had a horrified look on his face. So many
I
great
like
moments like that.
I like when they
Old
first
and the
meet
new.
Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He's like, and they're like, crawl around the wall or something. He's just like
oh
sticks to the
yeah,
wall. It's like, do something else. No, I don't need to do anything else.
yeah. That's
How do you
enough.
explain this? How am I doing this?
Oh, it's so great, so great.
And then the lady will be like, get clear those cobwebs up on the
Yeah,
on the ceiling.
and then
He's
when
like, all right.
yeah, and then when Tom Holland Spider Man was like, "These are for my web cartridges," and Toby Spider Man's like, "What are those for?" He's like, "For my web." And he was like, "They're like that came out of your body. How does that work?" And later they're like, "Does that come from anywhere else?" Oh, that was so funny. That was so awesome. So many awesome moments.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Love it. Yeah.
Thrilling roller coaster ride.
Yes. Oh, so awesome.
And I like Doctor Strange a lot in this one too.
Yeah, he was great.
Um, but they used them really well. The whole multiverse they used really well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was all done very, very
Which,
well.
if you watch Multiverse of Madness, they botched huge. I was really looking forward to that. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what they do next with the multiverse in this movie. And I was like, this movie sucks.
Sam Raimi directed that too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sadly.
I thought it was decent. They didn't really do much with the multiverse. Like there was really mostly one other universe that we saw. Like there wasn't really much. They didn't really do a lot with it. It's cool seeing Bruce Campbell. But yeah, I had problems with it. But
I mean, I did like what they did with the Wanda and everything. She was great.
yeah, Scarlet Witch. I'm so tired of seeing Professor X die, though. It's like I'm so sick of seeing Professor X die.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's kind of
It's
cool
cool
that
seeing
they
Mr.
showed him.
Fantastic and yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad that Spider-Man becomes a man finally by the end. all he goes through, losing Aunt May and all the tragedy, and it seems like by the end, okay, now we're getting to Spider-Man.
Yep. Now he feels like Spider-Man. And then erases everybody's memory. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is now.
And he made the ultimate sacrifice,
Yeah, he sure did. A true
and
hero.
I love the end when they just show him just like classic Spider-Man with his little apartment in the city.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yes.
I think he made the suit
the regular
himself.
suit that he made.
Yeah, it's red and blue. It looks like the classic suit. It's like, okay, this is now he's Spider-Man. It took a little while to get here, but now he's the true Spider-Man.
Right. Exactly. Now he's the true Spider-Man.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's excellent. Both thumbs up. And I'm really looking forward to Brand New Day. I kind of doubt that Brand New Day is going to be as good as No Way Home. That's a very, very high bar.
Yeah,
but
tough.
I do think I'm going to enjoy it a lot. I think it might be my second favorite MCU Spider-Man movie. At least that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I'm probably going to like it more than Homecoming and Far From Home.
That's what
I probably
we
won't
hope,
like it
right?
as much as No Way Home. Yeah, I hope. Yeah. Because it looks really good. I'm really liking what I've seen so far. The trailer looked good. We already talked about our expectations and stuff at the beginning. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too, definitely. Can't wait.
Yeah, same here.
Next month, brother.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good old Spidey.
And I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't seem to me that it's gonna be tied to Doomsday. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
What they do with that. Yeah, the Fantastic Four post credits or mid credit scene, whatever it was, set that up, and then it'll be interesting to see if they do reference that or they do try to tie it with it. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for Doomsday too. I'm actually a little more excited about Spider-Man Brand New Day.
What do you think? What are your thoughts about Doomsday?
I don't like that Rob Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom.
I'm
worried. Right? I'm really worried that they're going to just end up making him an evil Tony Stark from another dimension.
God, that's
not how they've already screwed up. Yeah, they've already screwed up that character too much. I want to see Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom from the comics.
Yeah.
Please don't make him an evil Tony Stark.
Don't make him tied to him whatsoever.
No,
just have him be Dr. Doom. Damn it.
And then one of the writers or somebody said, "Oh, there's only one perfect choice for Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr." Is
why?
No, why? That he's Iron Man. I'm sure they want to bring back their most marketable actor, but just bring him back as Iron Man. Have Dr. Doom be separate. Other than that, I am looking forward to Doomsday. It looks like they're going to try to have as many Marvel characters as they're able to, so that's cool. We're seeing the X-Men again. We're going to see the Fantastic Four interact with the other heroes. Captain America's coming back. But I'm excited for it. But overall, I'm more excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm excited for Secret Wars too, which will be the next Avengers movie after Doomsday. I think they should make a big finale. Make an Avengers movie with every Marvel character that you could possibly do. We need the Silver Surfer. There's plenty of other characters that we need to have that we haven't seen yet. Have them all in it. Just have a big grand finale, and then just maybe just focus on the individual heroes' stories. Don't always have it building up to an Avengers movie as the, the conclusion.
Not every movie has to be a world-ending battle or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be a preview for a future crossover, a future Avengers movie.
Right. Which was the problem, as we said before, with the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Exactly.
A lot of people said that, we don't care about the world after this. Make this a good movie.
Yeah. I just want to see a self-contained good movie, a good story. I didn't need to see, set up for all this future stuff that we don't even know about yet. Stuff that we don't care. We're not invested in yet.
So that's going to be interesting to see. Are they going to be able to get back to that where they were with the Marvel? Because as we know, they've been lacking lately with the movies.
Yeah, I hope so.
A lot of bad ones have come out recently.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of oversaturation and using freaking D-list characters that I don't care about.
Yeah, characters there's a lot of characters I just don't care about. It's like I don't, it's like come on, we only had one solo Hulk movie in the MCU,
I
which is an
know.
absolute travesty.
Are they ever gonna
make another damn Hulk movie?
Are they ever gonna do a Hulk movie? Like,
it's like, come on, cough it up already. Just do it. Do whatever you have to do with the rights or whatever the problem is, and just do it.
it has to do with the rights from Universal, right?
Well, pay whoever you need to pay. Make a damn Hulk movie. We've had 3 Ant-Man movies. Come on, this is the Hulk. He's one of the most popular Marvel characters. Make another Hulk movie. I don't want to see any more. I don't want to see any more Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I don't want to see the Marvels, the Turtles, the Thunderbolts. I want to see the Hulk. I want to see a Hulk movie.
Yeah. It's like we still can do the main characters,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't have to
water
it down with all these crappy little characters.
All these obscure D-listers that I didn't even read about growing up. I don't care about them.
Like Moon Knight, come on.
Yeah. But yeah. Hell yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, he's still my favorite Marvel character. One of my favorite superheroes growing up.
Is your favorite Marvel character?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. Oh yeah, by far.
Nice.
I'm marathoning the comics right now. I'm on Amazing Spider-Man issue 170. Then I'm up to Spectacular Spider-Man issue 8, I think, and then Marvel Team Up. I don't even know, 40 or 50 something maybe. Yeah, I'm reading them all. I read them all from the beginning, and I'm gonna try to go as far as I can.
Awesome.
I'm having a very fun time reading them all in order. I've done it before up to a certain point, but I'm trying to go even further this time.
I stopped about when the first movie came out. That's when I stopped.
Same here.
When the comics, I'm like,
yeah,
I was spending too much money, way too much money, because how many Spider-Man comics come out every month, right?
Yeah.
I was getting like every one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I gotta get Amazing, Spectacular, Web of Spider-Man,
Web of, Sensational, Unlimited, Peter Parker Spider-Man, just Spider-Man, Spider-Man's Tangled Web, Deadly Throes of Spider-Man. Yeah,
and there'd be different covers to all these. A lot of them too. But I got to get all 4 covers of this one.
Too much. Yeah, I gotta stop reading.
$100 a week on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I stopped reading current Marvel like in maybe 2004, but I still read the back issues, all the time. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, it's a fun stream. Thanks for having me.
Awesome stream. Thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
Great, excellent job as always. Great having you on.
Same to you.
A lot
of
fun.
Great job too.
Yeah.
Sorry if I talk too much. I have a lot to say about these movies. I get really excited talking about Spider-Man. So.
Oh no, I love it. I love you.
Sorry if I rambled a little bit and then ranted a little bit. But...
love it, man. Love the enthusiasm.
Hell yeah, man.
You know your stuff too. I like hearing that.
Oh yeah, I've been obsessed.
You're obviously
with this
a seasoned comic book veteran.
Oh yeah, I've been obsessed with superheroes pretty much my whole life. So. Yeah, I'll have to do this again sometime soon.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe sometime we could do a Superman one or something.
I'd be down. I'd be down
Talk
for that.
about all the Superman movies.
I would definitely be down for that.
Or I'm not as big a Batman guy, but I suppose.
Really? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a big Batman guy.
I am, for sure.
I like him, obviously.
Yeah.
Huge character, but.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like him. I'm just a little bit Batmaned out right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can see that.
But yeah, awesome time. Thanks for joining me, dude.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime. Thanks.
And I'll see you on the Morbid Hour soon.
Yes.
That's gonna be a good one. Talking about Slayer
and Italian horror. Yeah, so I'll be 2 weeks from today, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I have to tell you, when I saw that, have you seen that new Slayer video of the old footage when they're playing in the garage?
Oh yeah, I did. I did see that. Yeah, and Tom Araya's like like getting in the camera and
Like,
stuff.
that got me
Yeah,
so hyped that I can't stop listening to Slayer now.
yeah.
It's
Oh
so
yeah.
freaking cool. That
Oh yeah. Y'all Slayer rules. Yeah.
was awesome.
I've been really into Motorhead lately for some reason. I've been on like a real big Motorhead kick
Yeah,
lately. But
cool.
yeah, Slayer rules, of course.
Yeah. That was just so cool seeing him rip it just in a garage. Just
Absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely. Hell yeah,
Even
man.
the cool, like, even the interview stuff, I was really getting into. I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, I'm curious to see what your picks will be and
Likewise.
all the others.
Yeah, for
And
sure. For
and
sure.
the Italian horror, of course, too. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Love me some Italian horror.
Same here.
But yeah, yeah. So see you in a couple of weeks, man.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, have a great night. Peace.
You too. Take care.
See you next time.